When I was 17, I saved a dying old Taoist in a rundown temple. Right before he died, he touched my forehead. From then on, I gained reincarnation and longevity. Whenever I die in this life, I return in the next with my memories. But soon I realized this immortality wasn't stable. He could let me reincarnate, but not make me invincible. I definitely couldn't become immortal overnight. I had to start over each time to live a bit longer. In this life, I decided to stay low in a regular town. No mountain climbing, no troublemaking, and stay away from immortal sex. But the second year, an injured rogue cultivator came to town. He needed medicine, so he killed a hunter who was blocking his way. On the third year, evil spirits hit a nearby village. The whole village disappeared overnight. Watching that village go dark, my legs turned weak. That's when I understood. In a cultivation world, ordinary folks survive by luck. And luck is never reliable without spiritual roots. No one's gonna teach me cultivation. So I decided to get a side gig and became an apprentice at a coffin shop. 1. I could eat. 2. From dealing with the dead, I could learn who not to mess with and which places to avoid. That evening, I stood at the west end of Yuzu Town street. An old shop stood in front of me. The sign was crooked, with Qingbai shop written on it. There were no sounds of crying inside, just the soft scraping of wood. A skinny old man crouched by the doorstep, holding half a bun in his hand, watching me as he ate. Kid, you here to buy a coffin? I shook my head. I'm here to learn coffin making. He was stunned for a moment, then grinned. Living people hate bad luck, but you're walking right in. I lowered my head. Bad luck's better than being dead. The old man heard this and offered me the rest of his bun. I accepted, finished it in 3 bites.
He asked again, "What's your name?"
Lin Fan family? None left. He stared at me for a long time. Finally, he opened the door. Come on in, I'm Zhang. From now on, you call me Master Zhang. I breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, a steady meal this life. First thing Master Zhang taught me wasn't wood carving, wasn't painting, wasn't measuring bodies. He took me to the backyard, pointed at a row of timber and said, remember, a coffin shop isn't for sending people to die. It's for helping the living let go in peace. If your mind is crooked, your woodwork will be too. I nodded. Master Zhang set 4 rules for me. Don't ask backgrounds. Second, don't chase quick money.
Third,
when a coffin enters, always save the living first. Fourth, if someone knocks late at night, light a lamp first. I asked why. Master Zhang hung a small green lantern by the door. Because the scariest thing isn't the dead.
it's living folks lost in the dark.
I remembered those. That day on, I carved coffins by day, filed nails at night. Sometimes I helped Master Zhang gather clean bodies in the hills. Sometimes helped deliver cheap coffins to poor families. I found the coffin shop was a good place. Who suddenly got rich. Who messed with cultivators. Whose kid went up the mountain but never came back. Which trade caravan got stuck at the ferry. All this news comes with a coffin, slowly flowing into the shop. I'm not talkative. Just listen. The more I heard, I started to figure out. Don't go east to Luoxia Ridge. There's a spirit beast nest. Don't stay long at Babashi Ferry to the south. Every start of the month, rogue cultivators fight there. Don't get close to Zheonjar up north. That place looks peaceful, but recruits worker every year. 10 go in. Less than 3 ever come back. I wrote all this down in a little notebook. On the cover, stay alive. Master Zhang saw it. Laughed so hard his beard curled up. Kid, you're young, but more careful than me. I chuckled. Of course. I've died too many times. Nothing matters more than living. 3 months later, I could make a basic coffin on my own. Half a year later, I could hear wood cracking. A full slab of Qingbai wood in front of me. I just needed to tap it 3 times, and I could tell if it had hidden flaws. Master Zhang was surprised. Lin Fan, you sure you learned carpentry before? I shook my head. Nope. Actually, it's not that I hadn't learned. I learned it last life, and the one before. Just learned tons of random stuff each life. This time, finally useful. I didn't dare show off. Every time Master Zhang praised me, I'd deliberately make a mistake on an edge piece. He'd smack me with his ruler and say, you get cocky right after a compliment. I'd bow my head and admit fault, but felt relieved inside. Being half smart is safer than fully clever. But the calm days didn't last. Kingwood Town had trouble again. That night, it rained hard. Somebody knocked on the shop door. Slow and steady. I remembered Master Zhang's rule: light a lamp first. The door opened. A young woman stood outside. Her shoulders soaked in rain, holding a long wooden box in her arms. Face pale as paper, but eyes shining bright. She spoke first. I want to buy a coffin. Master Zhang frowned. For who? The girl looked at me. For myself. Nearly dropped my lamp. Master Zhang let her in. She just stepped over the threshold and collapsed to the floor. I caught her. Her body was ice cold. Her pulse totally messed up, like a candle blown by the wind. Master Zhang glanced at me. Living person. Save her first. I nodded. That night, I lit every coal basin in the shop. Mixed Qingbai wood shavings with warm wine to drive out the cold. She wouldn't let go of the wooden box in her arms. I was worried it contained immortal sect drugs, or something that could get me in trouble. So I took just a quick look. A colorful shine leaked from the box seam, like post-rain clouds, or a nearly extinguished lantern. Near dawn, the girl woke up. She checked her wooden box first, made sure it was still there. Then she relaxed. You saved me. My master did. Master Zhang was napping nearby.
He didn't open his eyes, just said,
Don't give me credit. You mixed the medicine. You watched the fire. You carried her in. I felt speechless. That old man acts confused. But he's sharp at the right moments. The girl smiled gently. I'm called Mi Cai. I'll remember this favor. I waved. No need. Just leave once you're better. My mind's at ease. Can't hide trouble. Micah's watching me. You know I'm trouble. I pointed at his wooden box. Normal folks run with their silver. Cultivators run with their treasures. If you won't let go, that box means more than your life. A trace of surprise flashed in Micah's eyes. You really are an apprentice at a coffin shop. I nodded. For real? He asked again, then how do you know medicine? I thought for a second. I've just seen a lot. When someone's near death, you feel what's cold, what's warm. And if they're still breathing, you can tell at a glance. Micah was silent a moment. Doesn't sound like a lucky thing to say. I answered seriously. But it works. He actually laughed. That was the first time I'd seen Micah smile. Like a drop of light after the rain at his eye corner. But I didn't expect. The trouble he brought would come faster than I thought. The next day in the afternoon, 3 men showed up at the shop entrance. The leader was a rogue cultivator in gray robes. He had an old scar on his face. A black jade tag hung from his belt. He came in and asked, Did a wounded woman come here last night? Master Zhang kept his head down, shaving wood. Coffin shops only see the dead, not women. The rogue sneered, Old man. Don't cause trouble for yourself. He waved his hand. The wooden racks in the shop just snapped. Wood slammed down to the floor. Master Zhang's face changed. My heart sank too. Cultivators, again. That's who I fear most. If they're not happy, normal people could just die. Micah's still healing in the backyard. If we fight, all 3 of us together, aren't a match for his finger? I took a deep breath, grabbed a piece of cypress and walked up. Seniors, someone really did knock last night. The rogue's eyes lit up. Where is she? I pointed to the backyard, in the coffins. All 3 froze. So did Master Zhang. I went on. The girl was too badly hurt. She didn't make it past midnight. My master was scared of rain. Got the time all wrong. And already sealed the coffins. The rogue snapped, lead the way. I led them to the backyard with my head down. There were 3 new coffins out back. The one on the far left was the one I made last night. Micah wasn't inside. Only the cypress ash I'd sprinkled in advance. And 7 tiny wood nails like rice grains. These nails can't hurt much. But I carved choking runes I'd stolen onto them. They can't kill, but can stall a cultivator's energy for a bit. My life-saving trick. I really didn't want to use it, but had no choice now. The rogue walked up to the coffin and raised his hand to open it. I quickly said, Sir, the dead inside don't look good. You sure you want to see? The rogue snorted, just a corpse. He slammed the lid open, and instantly ash shot into the air. All 7 nails shot out from the ash cloud, landing right on his cuffs and belt. The rogue's face changed. You set me up. I stepped back immediately. No, sir, it's just an old anti-bug trick for coffins. Try the Tai Chi first. He tried to use his energy, but found it muffled, like covered in a wet cloth, and couldn't channel it at all. The other two moved to act, but Micah already dropped from the eaves. His colored string flicked, catching both men's wrists. Didn't hurt them, just tied them up tight. The rogue's face twisted. You recovered?
Micah.
Replied calmly, no, but just enough to handle you all. That's when I realized the half-dead girl from last night was way tougher than I thought. But what I never expected, about half a stick of incense later, people from Zhuanheng Temple showed up. They're in charge when cultivators cause mortal trouble. Their leader's name was Su Hengju. He wore a dark blue long robe. A lamp-keeper's badge hung at his waist. He heard what happened. Looked at me. Who made those choking nails? I pointed at Master Zhang. He pointed at me. We looked at each other, and both went silent. Su Hengju smiled. Relax. It just stops, not harms. Doesn't count as a deadly act. I finally relaxed too. Before taking those 3 rogues, Su Hengju left a small bronze badge. Yuzu Town. If any more cultivators break the rules, just press this. Zhuanheng Temple will come. I took the badge, looked calm on the outside, but knew in my heart things would change from today. I couldn't lay low anymore. Micah stayed in Qingbai's shop for 7 days. Those days he helped Master Zhang with the medicine cabinet by day, and fixed up his wooden box under the eaves at night. I kept making coffins and nails. He always liked watching me work. And after a while asked, Lin Fan, you obviously hate trouble. Why did you bother saving me that day? I didn't look up. Just because I hate trouble doesn't mean I won't save someone. Micah was quiet for a while. Are you scared of dying? My chisel stopped. Yeah, of course, every single death. The pain's real. So is the cold. And being helpless. The pain's real. So is the cold. And the helplessness is even more real. I watched the wood shavings hit the floor, and whispered, yeah, I'm scared. That's why I hope others won't be. Micah didn't say anything else. Next day, he put a roll of colored string on my table. That's a conductor for a cloud drum. It can't kill, but can ignite, or guide weak energy. A thank you gift. I pushed it back. Too expensive. He pushed it back again. When you saved me, you didn't ask if it was worth it. I had nothing to say, so I took it, but I had no idea that colored string would pull my fate from the coffin shop onto another road. Half a month later, trouble hit Xingguan village in East Yuzu Town. People said it was evil spirits. Black fog came at night. Not a sound from animals. Every light went out. Folks in town were too scared to go out. Master Zhang closed the shop, told me to stay put for a few days. But that evening, a villager crawled to the shop all muddy, clutched half a broken lantern. His voice was nearly gone. It's not evil spirits. It's fog, black fog. Lights go out fast. Breathe it in, you drop. And he passed out after that. I checked his pulse. Didn't feel anything strange. Just like he got poisoned by some toxic miasma. Micah squatted down to look too. Black miasma from the mountains. The woods are deadly out there. It only appears after tomb decays. It's not some ghost or evil spirit, but it's even harder to deal with than wild animals. My heart sank. If it was just wild animals, we could just shut the doors. But the miasma goes wherever the wind blows. If the wind changes tonight, Yuzu Town could be in danger too. My first instinct was to run. I saw Master Zhang making medicine for the villagers. I saw Shen, the tofu seller next door, sending her kid to the shop. I saw the old folks on the street fumbling nervously with their lamps. Suddenly, I couldn't run anymore. I could leave, but I couldn't just watch all these people die. That night, I broke apart 3 new coffins, picked the cleanest, widest plank, and started weaving in the invisible threads Micah gave me. Master Zhang watched from the side. What are you doing? I said a lamp. A lamp that shines inside the black fog. Master Zhang didn't ask again. He quietly brought out his cherished baking wood and put it to use. He didn't need to keep it anymore. Micah sat across from me. Her fingertips flew as she handled the colored thread. Let me steady the flame for you. I nodded. That night, not a single Qingbai lamp went out. I used coffin bamboo for the lamp's frame, with white heart wood for the lamp base, and colored thread to guide the air. secured the corners with wooden nails. Every lamp I made. My forehead burned slightly, like the bit left by the old Taoist in that ruined temple. Finally awakened for a moment. That day. Finally woke up for a moment. Before dawn, the first green lamp was finished. No dazzling light, no thunder, just a gentle flame. But Micah brought in the black metal, and the flame didn't go out. Master Zhang was so excited his hands shook. We did it, I let out a breath. Still not enough. We need 72 lamps. Master Zhang stared. Kid, you're gonna work me to death. I looked at the black fog creeping up outside town. If we don't do this, people will really die. That sentence made Master Zhang grumble and work till morning. Nietzsche stayed up all night too. The town's carpenters, basket weavers, lantern makers all showed up. No one asked about pay. No one slacked off. Everyone just asked, what can I do? The black fog finally reached the town's entrance. 72 green lamps lit up at once. The light wasn't glaring, but like a soft ribbon. It wrapped the whole Yuzu Town inside. The black fog hit the light and slowly started to fade. At first, things were quiet. Then suddenly cries and cheers erupted. I stood at the Qingbai shop's entrance, so tired I could barely stand. Nietzsche caught me. Lin Fan, you just saved an entire town. I looked at those 72 lamps and didn't stay happy for long, because I knew when the lights are on, the trouble shines too. And sure enough, 3 days later, many people arrived from Yuzu Town. Many people have caravans. There are monks and some disciples from nearby sects. They all want to buy green lanterns. The highest bidder was a man named Shang Zhaoshuan. He wore a brocade robe. He spoke gently. His smile was gentle too. But he immediately wanted to buy out the lantern formula. 1,000 spirit stones. You could never spend it all in your life. Master Zhang stopped breathing. Me too for a second. To a mortal, 1,000 spirit stones is like a mountain. But I quickly shook my head, not selling the formula. Shang Zhaoshuan's smile faded. Is it not enough? Green lanterns are for saving lives. If one family holds the formula, when the black mist comes again, what if the poor can't afford it? Shang Zhaoshuan looked at me. You're just a mortal. Mind your own business. I whispered. Because I'm a mortal, I know just how dark it gets without lanterns. The mood got tense right away. Just then, Nietzsche walked out from the backyard.
He took out a talisman paper.
The green lantern formula can be made public, but every lantern maker must set up a green lantern register. Pricing and quantity are limited. No fakes allowed. No hoarding allowed. Violators will be handled by the Zhuanheng office. Shang Zhaoshuan frowned. Who are you? Nietzsche calmly said, Yunci Valley. Everyone around Nietzsche fell silent. I learned about Nietzsche's background for the first time. He was more important than I thought. Yunci Valley is the best sect for lanterns and ceramics in southern Jin. They don't fight for sect territories. They don't take offerings. They only make eternal lanterns for mortal crossings and mountain towns. Zhaochun's expression finally changed. He looked at me, then at Nietzsche. He finally let out a laugh. Fine. Since Miss Me is vouching as a protector, he won't steal what people love. He left, walking away with dignity. But I knew he wouldn't let it go. That night, I asked Nietzsche, are you really from Yunci Valley? He sat under the eaves, holding the wooden box in his arms. Why did you leave then? Nietzsche was silent for a long time. The valley lost a lantern blueprint. Someone used it to make fake lanterns. When fake lanterns are lit, they don't ward off poison. They actually make the miasma worse. I followed the clues and got chased to Yuzu Town. I understood. He wasn't hiding from trouble. He was chasing it. Trouble. I sighed. I originally wanted to stay far away from immortals. Nietzsche looked at me. Regret saving me? I shook my head. No regrets. Just feels like I'll never have a peaceful life again. Nietzsche softly said, then I'll stay with you. I froze. He seemed afraid I'd misunderstand. He added, at least until the blueprint is found. I smiled. Sure. More people, more lives saved. Earlier, I smiled. Sure. More people, more lives saved. He smiled too. You say nice things. After the Green Lantern news spread, Yuzu Town got lively. Some call me Master Lin. Some call me Mr. Lin. Some even wore down the threshold of Qingbai Lantern Shop. Master Zhang curses me every day. If I'd known you caused trouble, I'd never have taken you in. But whenever someone comes to learn lantern making, he teaches them more seriously than anyone. He's tough-mouthed but soft-hearted, like Qingbai wood. Rough outside, fragrant inside. Half a year passed. Huayan City held the crafts fair. It's a joint contest for mortal craftsmen and low-level cultivators. A grand competition, Nietzsche said. If I want the lantern workshop to be accepted by more towns, I have to win a place at the fair. I didn't want to go. Too many people, too complicated, too risky. Master Zhang pushed me out the door. Stop hiding in the coffin shop. Your skill should help more of the living. I looked at him. Master, didn't you say people should stay humble? Master Zhang glared. Staying humble is for surviving, not for losing your conscience. That line kept me quiet for a long time. 3 days later, Nietzsche and I went to Huayan. The fair was huge. Woodwork, ceramics, medicines, lanterns, and town seals. All 5 stages started at once. I signed up for lanterns. Lantern stage started at the same time. I signed up for the lantern base. The registrar saw my background and was stunned. Coffin shop. Someone nearby laughed. Coffin shop making lanterns? Afraid the dead aren't bright enough? I didn't get angry. Words like that can't hurt me. I just lowered my head to register. Nietzsche stood beside me, glancing coldly at that guy. Green lanterns have saved people. Who have you saved? That guy couldn't say anything. The first round was repairing broken lanterns. 100 lanterns. Each one had different damage. Some people hurried to relight them. Some rushed to fix inscriptions. Some even used spiritual power to force repairs. I had no spiritual roots, so I had to use the slow way, take them apart, and check. When I got to Lantern 12, I heard an empty sound inside its frame. Lantern 19. I smelled lantern oil mixed with fried fruit juice. Lantern 37. I saw the pattern wasn't damaged at all, but the hanging string was broken. The cultivator next to me kept sweating. I had already fixed 20 lanterns. The examiner's look changed. Second round. Make a lantern that can pass the wind tunnel. The wind tunnel has 13 wild winds. Ordinary flames can't survive. Many started using expensive materials. I took only Qingbai wood, thin copper, a bamboo core, and some bamboo from Nietzsche. Plus Nietzsche's colored thread. Some shook their heads. Materials are too poor. Won't survive 3 breaths. I didn't explain. I made an ugly lantern. Big belly, small opening. The lantern core looked like a coffin chisel. The examiner frowned. What's this? I said windproof green lantern. The lantern entered the wind tunnel. First wind. The flame bent, but didn't go out. Third wind. The flame shrank to a bean size. Still didn't go out. Ninth wind. The lantern started shaking. Someone already laughed. But then, the copper inside the belly made a soft sound. The 13 wild winds split around the lantern, sliding off both sides. 13th wind passed. The lantern stayed lit. Everyone was silent. The examiner stood up. Mortal skill. I nodded. Mortal skill. No spiritual root, nothing else. Taking a deep breath. No mortals had reached the crafts fair finals in decades. Nearly 100 years. You're the first. I hadn't spoken yet, when a loud bang came from afar. The floating bridge by the woodworking stage collapsed. Over a dozen contestants were still on the bridge. No lives were at risk. But if they fell into the array pool, they'd be hurt. People panicked. I took a look and rushed over. Nietzsche shouted, Lin Fan. I didn't look back. Took the thread. The colored thread moved fast. The colored thread moved fast. The colored thread shot out, wrapping 3 broken beams. I jumped to the bridge head, kicked the misaligned chisel opening, used wood nails to seal 7 spots. Someone yelled, it's useless. The bridge core snapped. I gritted my teeth. If the core snapped, it needs a new core. I dismantled a ceremonial coffin rack. 3 cuts shaped the chisel. 5 nails fixed the beam. Used the coffin shop's reverse chisel staple. The broken bridge was stuck, holding firm. The dozen craftsmen regained balance. All were saved. The crowd burst into applause. I stood on the bridge, legs weak, not tired, just scared. If I'd been slower, I would have fallen. Nietzsche stood under the bridge, looking at me. Didn't you say you avoid trouble? I smiled bitterly. Trouble comes right to me. Can't just pretend not to see. The crafts fair ended. I won first place in lantern making. But real trouble started. That night, Su Hangju found me. He looked at the crafts fair token I'd won, Lin Fan. You didn't make just a regular green lantern. There's a trace of the Gui Fan lantern inside. I paused. What's the Gui Fan lantern? Su Hangju didn't answer immediately. He took out an old drawing from his sleeve. There were 9 lanterns on it. The first looks like a green-white lantern. The second like the Yunci Valley lantern. The third like a little boat. A little boat. The fourth lamp looked like a bridge. The last lamp had no shape. Just a line of small words. Even the rootless can go far. I stared at those words. My brow suddenly felt hot. Like something tapped lightly deep in my mind. That withered finger of the old Taoist in the ruined temple on that rainy night. And the words he once said, kid, if there's a next life, light a lamp for ordinary people. I suddenly stepped back. Camo caught me. What happened? I shook my head. Nothing. But I knew something was wrong. And it's big. My reincarnation and longevity. Might not be an accident. Maybe it's just a lamp waiting to be lit. After coming back from Wayan City, Master Zhang got sick. He was already old. And he'd been rushing to make lanterns with me lately. Once his health broke down, he never got better. I stayed by his bed, made medicine for him, wiped his hands, told him stories from Wayan City. He said he wanted to listen. I took the first story and told it. He said he wanted to listen. I told the broken bridge story too. By the third time, he smiled. Lin Fan, you're really something now, kid. My eyes burned. Master, when you get better, I'll take you to Wayan City to see Beigong Tower. Master Zhang waved his hand. Not going. This life I guarded a coffin shop. Saw too many leave. I thought I'd end up the same. Didn't expect old Lin would see coffins again, but would turn into life-saving lamps. As he spoke, he pulled a chipped wooden ruler from under his pillow. The ruler was old. It had tiny lantern patterns carved on it. This ruler was left to me 20 years ago by a Taoist. He said if one day, a kid who's scared of death but willing to help people comes looking, give him the ruler. I froze. What did the Taoist look like? Master Zhang thought for a bit. Thin, really bright eyes, like a dying lamp. My throat tightened. It's him, the old Taoist from the ruined temple. Turns out he was here long ago. Qingbai, I used to think I chose my own path. Maybe it was lit by a lantern long ago. Master Zhang stuffed the ruler in my hand. Don't be scared. The road is lit by others. But your feet walk it. I couldn't hold back anymore. Master, he gently patted my hand. Lin Fan, I made coffins all my life. The best part wasn't how much silver I got. It's seeing the living. Walk a bit further. Because of a lamp. Remember, make more lamps. And fewer coffins. That night, Master Zhang passed away. He left quietly. Many came to Yuzu Town. And she, who sold tofu. Uncle Pooh, who fixed lamps. People from Xinguan village saved by lanterns. And from Wayan City, people from Xinguan village saved by lanterns. Soldiers who hurried from Wayan City. Each brought a lamp. 72 lamps. 100 lamps. 300 lamps. The lights stretched from Qingbai shop to the long bridge outside town. I wore a white cloth. Kneeled before Master Zhang's coffin. It felt like someone carved a chunk out of my heart. I've lived many lives. Witnessed many farewells. But it always hurts. Nietzsche stood beside me. He didn't tell me not to cry. He just knelt with me. Waited till the crowd left. Handed me a little green lantern. Master Zhang said, "You're afraid of the dark. He asked me to light a lamp for you after he's gone." I took the lamp. My hand shook badly. At that moment I felt, living forever isn't impressive. Meeting someone in this long life who light your lamp, that's impressive. After Master Zhang was buried, I closed Qingbai shop for 7 days. On the 8th day, I reopened it. The shop sign was the same, but a small wooden plaque appeared. Lantern making taught, coffin making taught. Save the living first. Many came to learn. I taught them all. Didn't charge spirit stones. Just ask for a promise. Lanterns won't get pricier. Lanterns stay honest. Lanterns never reject the poor. Some laughed, saying I'm silly. I don't care. It's not like I'm short on ways to get rich. What I need is a way for folks to live longer. 3 months later. A way for folks to live longer. 3 months later. Letter from Yunci Valley arrived. It was for Camo. Very short. Gia lantern source found. Hurry back. Nietzsche read the letter. He was silent a long time. I asked if he had to leave. He nodded. I must go. If the fake lamps spread, they'll harm many mountains. Town. I looked at Qingbai shop. Then at the ruler Master Zhang left behind. I'll go with you. Nietzsche paused. Don't you stay away from immortal gates? I sighed. Now I realize. Staying away from trouble doesn't mean trouble stays away from me. He laughed. Scared? Still going? Yeah, I'm scared. But someone has to light the lamp. When we left Yuzu Town, people walked us to the long bridge. And she gave me a packet of dried tofu. Uncle, who gave me a bundle of bamboo hoops. People from Xinguan village brought a rough lantern they made. The lantern was rough, but its light was steady. I suddenly felt Master Zhang was right. Make more lamps, less coffins. This path is worth walking. Yunci Valley is deep in Nanjing Yushin. Camo and I traveled by day, stayed at inns at night. He taught me to pick spirit herbs. I taught him to fix cartwheels and patch tubs. Once he messed up a batch of medicine. I tasted it, almost cried for all my past lives. Nietzsche stayed calm. Good medicine's bitter. Camo stayed calm. Good medicine tastes bitter. I stared at the pot of black soup. Is this medicine? Sure. I thought the pot was crossing tribulation. He couldn't help laughing. After laughing, he got serious. Linfan, did you travel alone a lot before? My hand stopped. Why ask? Because you know a bit of everything. Fixing lamps, mixing medicine, woodwork, avoiding danger. Even fixed a broken-in door. But you always sleep with your back to a wall, like you're ready to escape any time. I stayed silent. Nietzsche softly asked, Are immortals lonely too? I looked up at him. He wasn't surprised. Or afraid, like he already guessed. I whispered, the longer I live, the more scared I get. Afraid people I know grow old. Afraid hot food turns cold. Afraid when I finally have a home, all that's left is a tombstone again. Camo watched the fire. If you ever want to run, just call me. I laughed. Call you for what? I'll run with you. Firelight reflected in his eyes. Very warm that night. I slept deeper than usual. 3 days later, we arrived at the entrance to Yunci Valley. There were 100 porcelain lamps. Each one looked like a tiny moon. But now 7 of them are dark. Camouflage's face suddenly changed. 7 ancient lamps went out. That means the fake lamps have caused trouble. The fake lamps have already made their way into the valley. We were stopped as soon as we entered. The one blocking the way was Yun. You can only look straight at Luo Qingkai here. He stared at Camouflage. His expression was complicated. You actually came back. Camouflage lowered his head to salute. The lamp map hasn't been recovered. I had no choice but to return. Luo Qingkai glanced at me again. Who is he? Asked Camouflage. Lin Fan, maker of the blue lamp. People around whispered quietly. That's Wu Lingen, from the coffin shop. And he dares to call himself a lamp master. The blue lamp is just an ordinary lamp. Can it compare with the Yunci porcelain lamps? I pretended not to hear. But Luo Qingkai took out a shattered porcelain lamp. Since you're here, prove you're not a burden first. Fix it. Nietzsche frowned. If you look closely, it's a salmon porcelain lamp. Even the disciples here may not be able to fix it. Luo Qingkai said calmly. If he can't even repair a lamp, why should he enter the inner courtyard of Yunci Valley? I pulled Camouflage back. It's fine, I stepped forward. Took the broken lamp. The lamp broke into 9 pieces. The lamp patterns were cut off in 3 places. The lamp wick was ruined by moisture. Normal repairs need spiritual sense to restore the patterns. I don't have a spiritual root, so I can't restore the patterns. Instead, I changed methods. No need to reconnect. Just change the path like a broken bridge. The core of the bridge is broken. Then just swap out the core. I used white powder to soak up the moisture and used bamboo needles. A bamboo needle props up the lamp's belly. Then I'll unravel a thread from my camo-colored yarn, loop it around the broken pattern, and reroute the fuse. After 1 incense stick, the lamp lights up. It's not the usual white glow of Yangtze bone, but a mix of blue and white, like rain falling pure and clear. Everything goes silent. Luo Qingkai's eyes finally show gold. You changed the lamp's circuit. I nod. The old root was broken. Would have exploded for sure. Rerouting makes it more stable. A disciple objects? That's nonsense. Lamp circuits haven't changed in 100 years. I hand the lamp over. You can try it. That disciple injects spiritual power. The lamp doesn't explode. In fact, the light is even steadier. His face turns red immediately. Luo Qingkai looks at me. No spiritual root, yet can see the lamp's layout. No wonder camouflage brought you back. Camouflage softly asks, "Can I go in now?" Luo Qingkai steps aside to let us in. But getting in is easy. Getting out might not be. My heart skips a beat. Sure enough, that night Yunci Valley's inner court gathers for the lamp god. The source of fake lamps is found. It came from a company called Zhuanlong Workshop. They used old lamp blueprints stolen from Yunci Valley. Copied barrier lamps. Sold them cheap to mountain towns. Seemed like a bargain. But the lamp oil was mixed with low-quality lingi. When obstacles appeared, it produced reverse fog. That led to multiple villages being harmed. You caused a reverse error. That's why many villages got hurt. Nietzsche's fingertips turned pale from listening. I asked Deng Tu, "How did it get lost?" The hall goes silent instantly. No one answers. Finally, a white-haired general steps forward. His name is Xing Rozhuo, an old soldier from Yunci Valley. Not lost. I let it out. The hall erupts. Nietzsche's face goes pale. "Uncle Sheng, why?" Xing Rozhuo closes his eyes. Because someone in Guzhang always suspected there was someone behind Zhuanlong. They buy damaged prints, targeting ordinary people. Mountain towns are lamps. I released half of the old blueprint, hoping to lure them out. Didn't think they'd change it so fast. Even less expected they'd hurt people. Camouflage's eyes redden. You wanted to lure the snake, but it was regular folks who got bit. Xing Rozhuo bows his head deeply. I'm willing to accept punishment. I say nothing. Anger alone can't solve this. Fake lamps are still for sale. The people behind it haven't shown themselves. If we just punish one old soldier now, the real culprits will slip away. I look at Camouflage. He looks at me too. We both get it. We have to set a trap. 3 days later, Yunci Valley releases a message. Says Camouflage brought back a complete blue lamp. It can combine with Yunci lamps to make a new one. First batch to be sold publicly in Rain City Market 3 days later. News just got out. The first batch is sold publicly. News just got out. Zhuanlong's people show up. The leader is called Yan Bai. He dresses simply. Speaks politely. Wonder if the new lamp can work with us? Luo Qingkai's face is cold. You dare show up after selling fake lamps. Yan Bai sighs. Luozi, there's a misunderstanding. Fake lamp issues were caused by a manager trying to profit in secret. I've already sent him to Zhuanheng Division. He says it perfectly, nothing amiss. Without evidence, no one can do anything. I'm standing at the back of the crowd. Just another unnoticed servant. Yan Bai never even looks at me. Fine by me, the less he notices, the safer I am. The safer I stay. New lamp demonstration begins. 3 lamps are placed on stage. First is a Yunci lamp. Second is the blue-white lamp.
Third
is the blue porcelain lamp I made with camouflage overnight. Greed flashes in Yan Bai's eyes.
He quickly hides it. A good lamp in mass production would bless mountain folk.
Mountain townsfolk would be lucky. I sneer inside. Nice words. But I already hid a reverse absorb pattern in the third lamp. This pattern doesn't harm people or destroy the lamp. Whenever it meets cheap lingi, it changes color instantly. Yan Bai's helpers bring cooperating lamp oil as planned. Oil just touches the lamp. The blue-white flame instantly turns gray. Right after that, instantly turns gray. Right after that, a line appears on the lamp. No low-quality material in the lamp. The whole audience erupts. Yan Bai's smile freezes. I step out from the crowd. Yan Master, you say fake lamps were made by your people. So this barrel of lamp oil, was it slipped into your sleeve by those same people? Su Hengzhu walks out from the side. Turns out he'd already hidden agents from Zhuanheng Division among the market. Yan Bai's face shifts. You guys set a trap. Su Hengzhu says calmly. If there's nothing wrong, the trap won't catch you. The trap won't hold you. As Yan Bai is taken away, he suddenly looks back at me. Average guy, you think you're saving ordinary folks. What you're blocking is a big path. I frown. What path? He laughs. The path for rootless ones. You'll come find us sooner or later. After that, he's taken away by Zhuanheng Division. Rootless ones, those words prick at my heart. At night, camouflage finds me. You're thinking about Yanbai's words. I nod. He says those rootless ones might be tied to the returning lamp. Camouflage sits next to me. You want to investigate. Are you scared? If you are, take it slow. I look at him. You're not stopping me. Don't bother. Nietzsche shakes his head.
I know.
Lin Fan says he won't bother, but he's already crafting a lamp. I smile. He does too. Halfway through smiling, the wine in Yunci Valley is halfway gone. Suddenly, the 9th lamp tower at Yunci Valley sounds. 3 loud clangs. Second lamp at the top lights up. Not the usual white light from Yunci Valley, but the same blue glow as my forehead. Everyone rushes out of their houses. Luo Qingkai turns pale. The returning lamp pattern is recognized. I'm still stunned. The chipped wooden ruler in my pocket heats up suddenly. Camouflage's wooden box pops open on its own. Inside isn't a treasure. It's a damaged lamp blueprint. On the blueprint, the first blue-white lamp is on. The second Yunci lamp is on too. Where the third goes, a line appears, listen to the rain. A wooden boat floats in the green. And Isai looks at me. I gaze at distant mountains. In my lost life, I swore not to enter the mountains, but now, it's like the mountains came to me. Next day, we went to Green Drop. Su Hengju came along. Yunci Valley sent 2 disciples to escort us. I wanted to keep a low profile, but there's no chance for that now. First day in the mountains. We run into a storm. The mountain path is washed away. Yunci Valley disciples prepare to cross with jade tools. I stop them. Don't fly up there. There's turbulence. A disciple doesn't believe me. What could a mortal know about mountain air? Finishes speaking. A bird soars overhead, gets swept up by wild winds, thrown by the chaotic winds, almost crashes into the cliff. The disciple turns pale. I don't say much. Just use bamboo and vine to make a temporary bridge. Su Hengju looks at me. You really don't have a spiritual root? I sigh. You've asked a lot already. Really don't, he murmurs. No spiritual root. Yet you avoid wild winds and can read lamp patterns. Lin Fan, maybe you can cultivate after all. Just not on the path of the immortals. My heart stirs. That feels like a key. Second day, we find an injured blue deer. Its leg is tangled in mountain vines.
It looks at us with wet eyes.
Yunci Valley disciples try to pass by, but I stop to help. Su Hengju frowns. We're in a hurry. I say if it breaks free from the vines, it'll run straight into Wild Valley below. Helping won't take long. Nietzsche's already crouched down. Uses colored threads to gently untangle the vines. I use wood chips to splint the deer's wounded leg and give it some warm water. The deer doesn't leave right away. Looks at me for a long time, then turns away, limping into the thick forest. Looks back after a few steps. Nietzsche whispers, it's going to lead us. Su Hengju takes a look at me. That's some luck. I shake my head, not luck. Just a helping hand. The blue deer led us around 3 towers. The landslide finally stopped outside a valley filled with constant rain. Even though the sky has cleared up, but there's still a light drizzle in the valley. Raindrops hit the leaves. They sound like strings on a harp. Su Hengju quietly listens to the rain curtain. I saw an old tree in the center of the valley. The trunk is dark green. Its branches spread out like an umbrella. Every raindrop falls. The tree glows softly. But there's someone already under the tree. A few people wearing gray masks from what's left of Zhuanlong sect. The leader clapped his hands at Lin Fan. You really showed up. My heart sank. This isn't a coincidence. They're waiting for me. Su Hengju draws his sword. A giant in a gray mask from Wagan society laughs. Zhuan Hengxi still likes to label people. We're just trying to find a way for people without spiritual roots to live like real humans. I frown and say, selling fake lamps. He shakes his head. Fake lamps are just dumb Zhuanlong work. We want the return to mortal lamp. Lin Fan, you don't have spiritual roots. You should be with us. I look at him. Would you hurt ordinary people? The gray-masked giant goes silent for a second. Any big path needs sacrifices. I laugh. Then there's nothing to talk about.
He sighs.
Too bad. Right as he finishes talking, gray mist rises around us. It's not poison. It's breath-blocking powder. Joe, gray mist rises. It's not poison. It's breath-blocking powder. Su Hengju and the Yunci disciples are trapped and can't see. The gray-masked giant rushes for the listening rain wood. But I don't go along. I squat and press the wood chips I carved along the way, one by one into the mud. Camouflage catches my action, and immediately gets it. Color threads fly out, connecting the wood chips. As soon as the masked men touch the listening rain wood, the ground under them suddenly gives way. The whole wetland seems to come alive. Wood scorpion pulls up the vine ropes. Doesn't hurt anyone but hangs them up in the air. Su Hengju breaks out from the mist. Sees all this. His expression is subtle. When did you stop being cold? I clap the mud off my hands. From the moment I started moving forward. Nietzsche adds he's just afraid of dying. I say seriously, it's called being prepared. The gray-masked giant is hung up. But he doesn't panic. He looks at me, Lin Fan. Think you won? My heart tightens. Next moment, the core of the listening rain wood cracks open. No hardwood inside. Just a small black lamp. The black lamp lights up. My forehead feels like it got stabbed. Countless images flood my mind. Ruined temple, old Daoist, 9 lanterns, lantern diagram. And a tall platform I can't quite see. People without spiritual roots stand at its base. They look up at the sky. No greed in their eyes. Just frustration. The old Taoist's voice is greedy. Only frustration. The leader's voice sounds again. Return to mortal 9 lamps. The lamp isn't what goes first. The path home comes first. I snap my eyes open. The black lamp is already out. The gray-masked giant took advantage and broke free. He disappears into the depths of the forest. He leaves a message before going, will you light the 3rd lamp? It's already started. We only brought back a dry branch from the listening rain wood. The cypress isn't cut down. Just take what naturally falls. That's camouflage. Being persistent, which I totally agree with. After returning to Yunci Valley, I used the listening rain wood to make a boat-shaped lantern. When I reached the city, return to mortal path, the 3rd lamp glows. And for the first time, a thread of spiritual awareness stays in my forehead. It's weak, so light it can't move even a leaf. But it's really within me now. I stare at the tiny green glow on my fingertip. Stayed speechless for ages. Nietzsche also looks at Lin Fan. You have spiritual awareness now. My throat tightens. So many reincarnations. Kept getting rejected by the immortal gate. Watching others step up and fail. While I always had to take the long way around. Right now, finally, this is my own first step. Not granted by anyone. Not stolen. Not traded by hurting someone. It's all from my own effort. Every kick, every stomp. Bit by bit, I whisper. Turns out even those without spiritual roots can walk their own path. Nietzsche nods lightly. And you walk steady. Shinshin's impromptu song arrives right then. Dark battle breaks out again. This time it's not just one village, but 3 towns covered in fog. Worse yet, someone lit a fake lamp in the fog. That messes with Yuzu Town. I quickly pack up. Nietzsche grabs my hand. You just got your spiritual awareness. If you rush back now, you won't hold up. I say I can't hold up but still need to go. Master Zhang's shop is there. There's Qingdang and people waiting. Su Hengju brings Xuanhengxi along. Yunci Valley sends their lantern makers. We travel day and night. When we get back to Yuzu Town, the black fog is already at the bridge. 72 Qing lamps. 30 have gone out. No townsfolk have fled. They stayed by the lanterns. When one goes out, they replace it. If someone's hands shake, another steps in. Auntie, she spots me. Her tears spill. Lin Fan, lanterns, are running out? My chest aches. Go. I'm back. I stand on the bridge. Take out the green-white lantern. Yunci lamp, listening rainbow lamp. 3 lamps light up together. But the black fog is too thick. The 3 lamps only defend one corner. Su Hengju says gravely, we need more spiritual power. Everyone looks at Camouflage. Camouflage doesn't hesitate, raises his hand, and goes to release his signature color thread. I grab him. No way, he looks at me. It's the fastest way. But it hurts you the most. Nietzsche says softly, I'm not scared. I shake my head. I'm scared. He freezes. I turn to Zhang Ming. Does anyone still have lamps at home? Everyone is stunned. Oil lamps are good too. Paper lanterns work. Even a stove's fire. Just bring any energy you have. No one asks why. Soon, regular lamps are brought to the bridge. The tofu shop's oil lamp burns out. the Zhang family's candle lamp, kids' handmade paper lanterns, old wind lamp at the station entrance, and Master Zhang's tiny Qing lamp. I hook all these up to the Qing lamp array. No spiritual root, then use mortal fire. No big array, so use human hearts. When the final lamp lights up, Qingwu array shines like it's wrapped in stars. The black fog stops, then slowly retreats. The whole town cheers, but I don't relax. Because there's someone in a gray coat outside the fog. He takes off his mask, shows a young but pale face. I'm Bai Jiaoyi, head of the Wagon Society. Lantern holder Lin Fan. You proved our path is right. I stare coldly at him. Our paths aren't the same. Bai Jiaoyi smiles. Same. You let ordinary folks light lamps. I let them. Let ordinary folks seize the lamps. You're too slow. I go faster. I shake my head. Fast means stepping on others. That's not a path. It's a pit. Bai Jiaoyi goes quiet for a second. You'll regret it. The immortal gate won't let those without roots have their own lamps. Zhang Hengxi can't protect you forever. I say then protect me one day at a time. Bai Jiaoyi looks at camouflage. Miss Me, the wind lamp paint is on you. You really think you're just helping him investigate?
Camouflage's face changes slightly.
My heart sinks. Bai Jiaoyi looks at me again. Before lighting all 9 mortal lamps, don't trust anyone? Even yourself. He finishes and walks into the black fog. Disappears. The black fog clears. Yuzu Town is saved. But everyone knows. It's not over yet. That night, I return to the Qing White shop. Muzi is still the same as ever. The leopard hangs on the wall. Wood is stacked in the backyard. Master Zhang's wooden ruler is set by my table. Camouflage stands at the door. Do you trust what Bai Jiaoyi said? I say not fully, but can't totally ignore it either. He nods and then opens his wooden box. The broken lamp soil inside has a new crack somehow. Below the crack, the spot for the 4th lamp is exposed. Lantern points, house, city, break outside. Immortal platform, Suhi. Some things weren't left unsaid by choice. This doesn't look like something big happened. I took the thin shard. The lamp in my hand almost fell into the coffin. And the same message was left at every scene. Bridge lamp site, the execution platform outside the imperial city. Let me tell you to calm everyone down. I shook my head. No. Now that empty coffin had opened itself, just as he finished speaking. As calmly as an accountant keeping books, Su Hengzhu took out a silk lamp needle. Inside lay a small black and white lamp I'd never seen. Truly a coffin shop owner. I snapped my head around. The empty coffin Master Zhang made for me before he died. But making lanterns and saving lives matter too. And a small note. The note had only 8 words. Before age 17.
He didn't reach out to touch the black and white lamp.
I stared at those 8 words. Before age 17. I suddenly felt that. I said, any higher? There aren't many things I fear in this life. Was handmade for me by Master Zhang before he died. Second is knowing I died even earlier than I thought. I laughed at him back then, saying, looking more like the owner than I do. I'd gladly take 10 more hits from his ruler. Then you came along. I asked, what message? He just whispered, do you recognize it? First is death. Don't be in a hurry to lie in it. Su Hengzhu leaned down to see the note. This doesn't look like. His brow furrowed tighter and tighter. With a lamp lying inside. This old man made coffins his whole life. No one had touched the lead. This doesn't look like Master Zhang's note. So eager to move in. My heart relaxed for a second. You had already died. The empty coffin in the backyard of the shop. Save who you can. The world is a mess. If you die on the road with no one to bury you. And said word for word, please, Lin Fan, light the 4th lamp. If your mind isn't steady, living people should always be prepared. In the backyard of the shop. Others prepare clothes and money for their apprentices. Not many people knew about this. But you prepare a coffin. Su Hengzhu looked at me. It wasn't mine anyway. A nice sigh stood by my side. But it opened a crack on its own. He held an urgent report. Lin Fan. This old man would wake up from the grave in rage. I had died long ago. Su Hengzhu arrived just at that moment. Ado looked down and gently approached the black and white lamp. Auntie, she brought a jar of hot soy milk to the shop. One black, one white. The two wisps of flame flickered simultaneously. Then, at the ruler Master Zhang left on the table. With a snap, the silk lamp needle cracked. Mine did too. That's even scarier. Silent for a long time. Not because I cared about the needle. I was worried about myself. Meaning this trouble is tougher than I thought. No, because you still have tofu pudding on your hands. Sai looked at Su Hengju. What lamp is this? Su Hengju went silent for a moment. I asked, brushing against the small lamp. It looks like a year-queering lamp. Queering whose years? Su Hengju glanced at me. Queering the future of the living. Queering the destination of the dead. And queering a period of time hidden by lamplight. I immediately took a step back. Then don't ask. I have no interest in the future. So I believed it. But you can't pick a fight with hot noodles. As the tip touched the lamp's mouth, with death there's reincarnation.
He asked again, but will you?
I looked at the lamp in the coffin. Finally, I sighed. I can't run far, but couldn't. He could even crawl into my coffin. Whose coffin could I possibly hide in? Light a 10,000-year lamp once. I nodded. Master Zhang used to say. Su Hengju thought for a bit. Usually not. Su Hengju was surprisingly tactful. And it reveals something you forgot or was hidden. You'll be dragged into the past. I asked, will I die? I breathed a sigh of relief. Then he added, but you'll go mad. Sai looked at me. Lin Fan? I immediately covered the lamp. That's even worse. If I go mad, I'll think I'm too ugly in my next life. Sai's expression was grave. But a hint of a smile touched his eyes at those words. He pulled a thin jade shard from the coffin wall. I suddenly remembered Master Zhang's last words. It was hidden in a secret layer, and in a piece of paper saying, and the same message was left at every scene. It was hidden in a secret layer, if not for the faint light from the cracked needle. Several lines of small characters were carved on it. The handwriting was crooked. It was Master Zhang's writing. Lin Fan, if no one would have seen it. His brow furrowed tighter and tighter. One day this empty coffin opens on its own. But it's lying in my coffin. That even a tiny bit scares him into tossing the nails. That Taoist gave me this lamp back then, saying you'd use it sooner or later. Third is having someone write about it. I didn't believe it at first. Stubborn mouth, skilled hands, soft heart. I haven't even figured out life yet. Exactly as he described. That what he gave me. Don't blame me for hiding it from you. I simply didn't know either. I only know. Do you want to run? I nodded. Yes. Who uncle's niece Puqing from Xingguan village and Sung Ermu. If it wasn't Master Zhang. But remember, if you can't, stay alive first. When he smiles, he looks like fresh tofu. Su Hengju's face changed. I gripped that jade shard. What it shows may not be complete. Sai didn't speak either. He looked at me. It looks like a year-queering lamp. He watched as the wind blew into the backyard. Su Hengju didn't laugh. The black and white flames swayed gently. Make more lamps, fewer coffins. It turns out he knew all along. Suddenly made a soft clicking sound. That, what he gave me, wasn't just a coffin, but a path. I pressed the jade shard to my forehead. Like 2 lives ago. I'm not in a hurry to lie down. Rest assured, I didn't light the lamp that night. I was afraid of the year lamp, and tired. More importantly, I was hungry. Whispering, Master, decisions made while hungry are usually unreliable. Are you tending the fire or performing a funeral for the pot? And ended up being used to test poison. I died fast and turned green. So I went to the kitchen to cook a pot of noodles. Sai helped with the fire very seriously. And the pot turned black just as seriously. I looked at the layer of charred black on the bottom. He never messes up again. I took a rogue cultivator's job on an empty stomach. Tried to hold back. Sai remained expressionless. You had already died. High heat cooks faster. Turning to walk to the yard entrance. Ado is his son. Are you eating or not? Eating. I immediately grabbed my bowl. Why ask about the dead? A person can have pride. At dawn the next day, the street lamps were still lit. Many had stayed up all night, their eyes as red as rabbits. If Master Zhang really could wake up in rage, all ever-burning lamps in the 9 mountain towns of the north went out overnight. Ado followed behind him, and will be eating pot ashes. He's 13 this year, chubby and fair. Only by living can you reach the next lamp. Him. He was carrying a bundle of pork. He walked in and called out, "Master Lin, my mom said I should learn to make lanterns from you." I looked at him. "You're not selling tofu anymore?" Ado patted his chest. "Selling tofu is my job." Then sank again. She aunt smacked him on the head. "First, learn not to cut your fingers off," Su Hengju whispered. "Let her not light this lamp lightly. Taking apprentices is a big deal." I originally wanted to turn him down, but Master Zhang's small wooden sign was just by the door. Lanterns can be learned. Coffins can be made. Saving the living comes first. I sighed. "Let's start by learning from the demon lord's bones." Ado's eyes lit up. "Can I touch the lantern?" Even the thing meant to handle hanging threads cracked. Master Zhang hit my head with a wooden ruler. "What do you know?" He immediately wiped his hands on his shirt. I quickly stopped him. "Clothes aren't lantern fabric either." The candle kid nearby burst out laughing. From that day on, Shinbai shop officially had 3 new apprentices. Ado from 7th aunt's house. "You aren't someone to be trapped by a coffin." Ado is strong, but clumsy. The bamboo ribs he whittled bent like a drunk snake. Puching is skillful, but timid. The sound of the wood plane is so loud. I never saw a living person. Song Ermu talks little, and is slow at learning anything. But he's got one good trait. Once he learns something, you are the one who should push open the coffin doors for many. I watch them. Once you learn it, you won't mess up again. No more mistakes. I watched them. Suddenly, I felt... Master Zhang probably felt the same way about me back then. Wanted to hit me, but couldn't bear to do it. Gotta fix the heart lantern. And repair the windows soaked in dark mist. I taught them how to sand wood during the day. At night, I practiced that faint spiritual thread with Mi Cai. They call it a spiritual thread. But honestly, it's weaker than half a stick of burnt incense. Mi Cai placed a soybean on the table. Told me to push it across the lamp line using my spiritual thread. I squeezed for half a stick of incense. The bean didn't budge. My forehead was covered in sweat. Mi Cai seriously said, "Try again." I tried, and the bean finally moved. It jumped off the table and landed perfectly in Mi Cai's fresh medicine pot. The bean and I fell silent together. Mi Cai looked down at me, quietly said, "Guess it knows medicine tastes bad too. Wants to die early." Anai Sai handed me the bowl, said, "Then you drink for it." I changed my tune right away. The bean's young. A little hardship's good for it. This went on for 7 days. The heart lantern slowly started to settle. But urgent reports kept coming from the north. All 9 mountain towns' lanterns went out. The dark mist vanished. But white frost appeared. Once the frost hits, the fire won't burn. Water turns to ice. People can't wake easily after sleeping. Even worse, someone left the same message at every lantern tower. Same message everywhere. Same message at every lantern tower. Same message everywhere. "Please ask Lin Fan to light the 4th lantern." I looked at those urgent reports. My head pounded like it was beaten with a wooden stick. Anai Sai put a thick cloak by my side. "Stop reading. No matter how long you look, you still have to go." I asked if I could pretend not to see it. Su Hengju walked in from the door. "Xuan Hengxi already logged it. You've seen it." I glared. "You Xuan Hengxi folks are thorough," Su Hengju said calmly. "If we weren't, your shop would have been torn up by rogue cultivators before." Felt he made sense. So felt even worse. Before leaving, I handed Qingbai's shop over to Adu and the others, not leaving them to handle everything alone. Right now, even their own shoelaces get tangled in bamboo shoots. Just told them to clean the lantern and keep records each day. Hand out materials to those learning lanterns. She Aunt and Uncle Pooh are actually in charge. She Aunt stuffed a big bag of dried tofu for me to eat on the road. Don't go hungry. Uncle gave me a bundle of good bamboo hoops, said the northern seal. Needs old bamboo hoops. People from Xinguan village sent a small pot of lamp oil. It's homemade. Not worth much, but clean. I accepted everything one by one. My heart felt really warm. Master Zhang is gone, but Qingbai shop's never empty. The lantern at the door is still lit. When we left, Su Hengju brought 2 others. That day, Su Hengju brought 2 people. Xuan Hengxi guard Yunci Igu. Sent Luo Shaoshuang along. Luo Shaoshuang is Luo Qingtai's niece. She's young, holds her head high. She saw me and said, "My aunt told me to protect you along the way." "You don't look." Very tough, nodded. Your aunt's got sharp eyes. She went on, then keep up. Don't slow us down. I kept nodding, don't worry. I'm very experienced at holding things back. Luo Shaoxuang stared a long time. Guess she's never met someone so upfront about being useless. The most impressive on this trip wasn't Su Hengju or Luo Shaoxuang, but a gray donkey. The donkey belongs to the courier station. Has a temper like an old head monk. We named it Little Ancestor. When it doesn't want to walk, no one's call works. But as soon as Mi Cai hands it a dried fruit, it walks straighter than a flying sword. Luo Shaoxuang watched for 2 days. Finally couldn't hold back, asked, "Do you always travel like this?" I was fixing lamp wicks on the donkey cart. Seriously told him, "No, we're usually slower." He looked at Mi Cai. "How can your girl stand it?" Mi Cai thought a moment. He's slow, but he doesn't get lost. That warmed my heart. Just wanted to say something nice. Little Ancestor suddenly stopped. The lamp wick stabbed my finger. Hurt so bad, almost cursed it out loud. And I watched me. Maybe not. The north is way colder than the south. Further north, the wind feels sharper than a knife. We hadn't reached any mountain town yet. Already saw refugees heading south by the road. Old folks wrapped in thin blankets. Kids holding dark lanterns. A few vendors pushing carts, full of warm clothes and fire candles. Yelling prices louder than the wind. One warm suit costs 10 taels of silver. 10 taels could last a normal family all winter. I stopped the cart, asked the vendor, "How long does your suit keep you warm?" He saw me dressed plainly, was pretty impatient. "One night," I asked. "What if it's not warm?"
He shot me a look. It comes with a spirit charm.
"If it's not warm, bad luck for you." I nodded. Asked, "If all the unlucky people freeze to death, who will you sell to?" Vendor's face changed. "Are you picking a fight?" Su Hengju flashed his Xuan Hengxi lantern badge. Vendor switched to a smile right away. "Sorry, just a misunderstanding. Small business." Su Hengju inspected the warm suits. Most were fake. Only the outside had fire sand dye. When lit, there's glow, but no heat. Su Hengju detained the guy. Returned the money to the travelers on the spot. A woman with a child got her money back. Tears fell in the snow. She said, "Thank you, immortal." I hurried to wave my hand. "Thank Xuan Hengxi." I just asked a question. The woman looked at me. "But if no one asks, we just have to accept our fate." Those words made me feel uneasy. I remembered Bai Zhao the saying, "I'm too slow." Maybe I'm slow. Being slow has its upside. Slowing down lets you spot people shivering by the road. When we reached Yuzu Town, it was just turning dark. The whole town was covered in white fabric. No lanterns in the street, just snowy light. The lantern tower by the town entrance was pitch black. Lots of people crowded below. They saw us. No cheering, no crying. Just watched, numb. Suddenly, a little girl dashed out from the crowd. She was clutching half a lamp wick. Threw it at me. It hit my shoulder. The wick rolled into the snow. Black, short piece, like a finger frozen stiff. Her eyes were red. Liar. My dad said the blue lantern could save people. He kept watch at the tower and hasn't come back. I didn't dodge. Didn't explain. She's too young. Hands too cold. Voice shaking even when yelling. I bent down to pick up the half wick. It wasn't burned out. The cut was clean. Looked like it was snipped. My heart sank. This lantern wasn't extinguished on its own. Sai walked up to me. Quietly said, "This lantern didn't go out by itself." Sai walked to my side. Quietly said, "There's trouble." I nodded. The girl kept staring at me. Her eyes were full of hate. I handed the wick back. "What's your name?" She bit her lip. "Dahlia." I said, "Dahlia, that throw. I'll remember it." She paused. I continued, not a grudge, just keeping track. "If your dad's alive, I'll bring him back. You can throw at me again. If he's really gone, I'll make him the best lantern. No charge." Her tears fell instantly. "Stop lying," I whispered. "I'm scared to die, but more scared to owe a life. So I don't dare say things like that lightly." The crowd under the lantern tower finally stirred. Someone snorted. "Master Lin from Xinwu says nice things." "But where were you when the lantern went out?" Another chimed in. "We bought blue lanterns and learned about blue lanterns. They said they'd stay lit. still went out. I looked at them. Didn't get mad? When you're freezing, your heart gets hard. Even if it's warm, it takes a while to thaw. Su Hengzhu showed his private lantern badge. Move aside, I need to check the lantern tower. The crowd stepped back a bit, but didn't really disperse. They're all waiting for an answer. Yuzu Town's chief is Shen Huawei. In his 40s, face bluish from the cold. Hand holding the keys was shaking badly. His hand holding the key was shaking badly. Lord Su, you can't go inside the lantern. 3 people went in last night. None of them came out. I asked when the lantern went out. Shen Huai glanced at me. Now, but what about before? The lights kept flickering, like it couldn't breathe. I asked if they'd changed the lamp oil lately. Shen Huai's face changed a bit. Just a little was swapped. The old oil wasn't working well. Not long ago, Zhao Zuexing from Shengxi sent cold lamp oil. He said it could resist frost. Mi Cai and I shared a look. That name sounds familiar. So familiar that I want to shut the door and sleep. Too bad, there's no door here. And I can't sleep anyway. Luo Shaochuan frowned nearby. Why is Shen Zhaochuan showing up again? I looked at him. So you know him? He snorted. Yunci Valley doesn't like him. He doesn't like Yunci Valley either. That's enough. I nodded. Sounds pretty fair. Luo Shaochuan didn't get Nietzsche, but she just smiled softly. We entered the lantern tower. It was cold in there, nothing like a house, like a standing ice well. White frost covered the walls. There were tiny patterns in each layer of frost, like bridges or cracked hand limes. I squatted in front of the main lamp base. The base wasn't damaged. The wick was cut. A thin layer of oil was left. I reached out and touched the thin layer. I touched a little, brought it to my nose. There was a faint cold pear scent. My expression changed. Mi Cai smelled it too. Coldian Luo. Xiao Shuang blurted out. Wasn't this stuff banned? I asked. Why banned? Luo Shaoxuan glanced at the people outside. She lowered her voice. It makes fire burn brighter in cold places. But it's not burning oil. It burns the warmth from live people nearby. After a while, people get sleepy. They get cold and just fall asleep. I stared at the lamp base. So the lantern isn't protecting people. It's eating them. Su Hengzhu's face turned cold. Zhao Zuexing from Shengxi.
How gutsy.
I didn't speak right away. Because something's wrong. If it's just a cold neon lamp, it would burn longer. It shouldn't all go out in one night. Unless someone wants more than just selling oil. They want to drain all the lamps in Yuzu Mountain Town. I knocked on the lamp base. On the third knock, a faint echo came from below, like someone's knocking wood deep underground. I lay flat on the floor, knocked 3 more times. It went quiet below. Then 3 knocks answered back. Everyone inside froze up. Haoya rushed in from the door, Dad. I held him back, stay away. Someone's under the base, but maybe not just one. There's a person, but not necessarily just a person. His tears were hanging on his face. My dad's still alive. I looked at him. Seems alive for now. He glared. What do you mean, seems? I answered seriously. I'm careful with words. Won't say too much before I see a real person. Dahlia wiped her tears. You're so annoying. I nodded. It's good alive people annoy you a bit. The dead are always quiet. He opened his mouth, but couldn't curse me. Suddenly wind rose outside. White frost crept in across the lantern threshold, like living cold ash. Su Hengzhu slashed with his sword. The 2 currents split, but quickly joined again. Mi Cai raised his hand. His colored string landed on the door, blocking the air currents. He turned pale. No good. This chill isn't for us. It's for the whole town. There were shouts outside. Someone collapsed. I ran out. Elderly and kids on the street, one by one started dozing off. It's not tiredness. The cold air is pushing their warmth down. I got nervous. The worst isn't monsters. It's whole crowds quietly falling asleep in broad daylight. That's scarier than crying. I rushed to the street center. Yelled, don't sleep. Whoever sleeps and wakes up, you gotta drink Mi Cai's medicine. Mi Cai looked at me. Everyone was hazy at first. But hearing medicine. A few forced their eyes open. One old man asked, how bitter? I said, bitter enough to remember your debts from your last life. He shivered, then I'm not sleeping. Nietzsche went quiet. Then whispered, Lin Fan, you better not get hurt. I said fast, I'm always healthy. Luo Shaoshuang muttered, using medicine to scare people. You guys in Qingwu Town are really good at saving lives. No choice, saving lives matters. If you can wake them, wake them. I had Su Hengju gather people to the town center, blocked the doors and windows of the ancestral hall with blankets, lit charcoal inside, but not too much charcoal. The stronger the fire, the faster the frost absorbs it. I took apart my portable cypress lamp, used Uncle Piu's bamboo hoops to make a big lampstand, told everyone to bring out their oil lamps, paper lamps, and old wind lamps. Some didn't believe. Do regular lamps even help? I said one can't do much, but together they work. Like one person can't out-argue me, but a crowd can. Then I'd have to just listen. Someone in the crowd couldn't help laughing. The mood eased a little. Little Ancestor was led into the ancestral hall too. He saw Tan Tan and just lay beside him on his own. Like he was the guardian here. Luo Shaoshuang tried to chase him off. Little Ancestor. The ancestor looked at her. Person and donkey stared at each other a moment. Luo Shaoshuang gave up. I asked, why not fight?
He said coldly, I don't hit the old, sick, or weak.
I looked at Little Ancestor. Which one is he? Luo Shaoshuang gritted her teeth. He's old. Little Ancestor happily snorted. I was busy for more than half an hour. The temporary warm lamp tent was finally set up. The light wasn't strong, but it covered the ancestral hall firmly. The fallen started waking up one by one. Dahlia guarded the door, kept staring at the lantern. I walked over. What's your dad's name? Dao Wangshen has tended the lantern for years. 13, she lowered her head and rubbed her hands. Mom passed early. Dad said as long as the lantern is on. I'm not scared when I'm home. I felt a little sad. Master Zhang said something similar. If someone knocks at night, light the lantern first. I squatted and looked at her. If your dad's really down there, I'll go get him. She looked up. It's so cold down there. Aren't you scared? I sighed. She stared. So I said that's why I need to eat first. Otherwise, halfway down, I might get extra hungry. Embarrassing. Dahlia stared at me a long while. Suddenly pulled a frozen wheat cake out from her pocket. Here, I took it and bit it. Nearly broke my teeth. After a moment, is this a cake? Or a self-defense tool? After a moment, is this a handle? Or a self-defense tool? Dahlia finally smiled. Briefly, like a grass tip poking through snow. That night, the frost got heavier. Another 3 knocks came from under the lantern, each softer than the last. I knew I couldn't wait anymore. To find the entrance, I could only ask the year lamp. I wrapped the tiny black and white lamp with 3 layers of cloth and tucked it in my pocket, like I was hiding a biting rug. Su Hengju watched me. Should I light it? I looked at the lantern. If I don't light it, we might never find the entrance. But if I light it, it might seal Luo. Shaoshuang whispered, better not light it. You already don't seem normal. I looked at him. Thanks for preemptively saying I'm special. Nietzsche said nothing, just wrapped the colored string around my wrist. If you get dragged by something, I'll pull you back. I looked at the string. Remembered what Bai Jiaohui said. The wind lamp painted on his body. Don't trust anyone, even yourself. I whispered to Nietzsche, would you seal my lamp? He paused his fingers. After a while, he said, I would. My heart sank. Then he said, if a lamp eats you, if you stop being yourself, if opening the lamp hurts others, I'll go crazy, but before that, I'll call you first. I looked at him. But you can't wake me. He looked up. Then I'll smack you awake. I thought, smack me gently. There's a look in his eyes. I thought about it. Go easy when you slap me. He had a bit of a smile in his eyes. Suddenly, I felt a bit relieved, compared to stabbing me in the back. Telling me in advance about the slap is actually pretty righteous. I took out the eternal lamp. The black and white flames were calm, like a pair of closed eyes. I tapped the lamp base lightly with the green-white wooden ruler. The flame shook. The lantern's resonance suddenly faded away. I heard the wind. Wind from a long time ago. I saw a snowy field. There was a child in the snow, tiny, wrapped in a tattered cotton jacket. A fading light on his forehead. A woman was holding him, crying silently. Someone beside said the kid's life fire is gone. He won't survive past 17. The woman looked up, then borrow someone else's. The lamp borrowing scene shifted. Old Dao's Qingbai in a rundown temple. A tall, ancient bridge, Countless lamps hung under the bridge. Under each lamp stood a person with no spiritual root. They looked up at the bridge. Some were crying. Some were laughing. Some shouted, "Let us cross." Others yelled, "Don't open the bridge. What's behind the bridge isn't the immortal path. It's debt." I gasped. The black spotted flame suddenly exploded. I saw Dao Wangshen.
He and a dozen lamp guardians were frozen under the lamp tower.
It wasn't a well. It was a piece of ancient bridge pile buried under the snow. A piece of an ancient bridge pile beneath the snow. 4 characters were carved on the pile. Yuzu Bridge. Further down were broken stone steps. At the end of the steps stood a man in gray. Not Bai Zhaoyi. He looked thinner from the back, holding a white lamp. He turned and looked at me. I couldn't see his face. Just heard, "Lin Fan, your 17th year is not yours." Suddenly, everything went dark before my eyes. I fell back. The colored threads tightened sharply. He called out Lin Fan urgently. I opened my eyes. My throat tasted like blood. The black fire from the year lamp tried to drill into my forehead. Colored threads raised a hand. The wooden box opened by itself. A strand of colored light turned into a tiny net, pushed the black flame back into the lamp. I saw it. That net wasn't just ordinary colored thread. It was like a net, made specifically to seal lamps. I wanted to ask, but it wasn't the time. I wiped my nosebleed. The entrance is under the lamp base. Underneath, it's the ancient bridge pile. People are still alive. Talia dashed over. Really? I nodded. But it's very cold. So cold, those who go in might turn into pretty popsicles. Talia didn't get it. I stood up. So I need to make something. Luo Shaoshuang asked, "What?" I looked at the stack of pale boards by the lantern. Living coffin. Everyone went quiet. Su Hengzhu looked over. Su Hengzhu stared at me. "Are you sure that name will comfort people?" I replied, "Let's call it Warm Walker then." Luo Shaoshuang said, "Sounds like a food container." I thought about it. Let's stick with living coffin. At least it's professional. Qingbai's craft finally stood out in Beijing. Though the way it shined was a bit gloomy, I used pale boards for the shell, main rods for support, cloud porcelain pieces in the 4 corners, colorful thread for ignition. Luo Shaoshuang wedged the porcelain in place. Su Hengzhu led people to dig up the lamp base. Little Ancestor was in charge of spectating, watched very seriously. Someone asked, "Can this really save people?" I said coffins are usually for sending the dead away. If I tweak it a bit, we bring the living back. Taya stood beside me, handed over the hard artifact-like flat bread again. "Eat it." I looked at the bread. Suddenly felt this kid really wants me alive. "You really want to test me, huh?" I took it, tucked it in my coat as a heart guard. Half an hour later, under the lamp base got dug out. A rush of white frost came up. Ice formed instantly on Su Hengzhu's sword. I lay in the warm walker. Mi Cai tied the colored thread around my waist. He looked at me. "If you can't handle it, pull 3 times. I asked, "What if I pull once?" He said, "I think your hand slipped." "How about twice?" "Twice means you're scared." I was silent. 3 is what triggers rescue. He nodded. I said seriously, "You really trust me?"
He whispered, "It's not trust.
"It's knowing you fear death. You won't act tough for too long." Pretty accurate. So accurate I can't refute it. I headed down with Qingbai. Su Hengzhu followed. Behind me, the underground was deeper than I thought. Stone walls covered in old bridge designs. The patterns weren't like formations. More like many craftsmen carved them bit by bit. Every 10 steps, there was a handprint. Handprints of all sizes. Some belonged to elders. Some belonged to children. Some were missing parts. Su Hengzhu whispered, "These are bridges built by those without roots." I asked, "Where do they lead?" He shook his head. The old scroll only said, "Broken immortal platform." There was a bridge outside. When it broke, rootless people get no result. I felt cold inside. No result didn't sound like a law of heaven. More like someone cut off the path. We walked dozens of yards ahead. Finally saw Dao Wangshen. He was frozen beside the bridge pile, still holding the main lamp core. About 10 people lay around, scattered. Thankfully, they were still breathing. Barely. I chipped the frost off Dao Wangshen. Gave him some warm lamp oil. He opened his eyes. First thing he asked was, "The tooth?" "Where's the tooth?" I said, "Up there, might hit people." still alive and well. Dao Wangshen's tears came instantly. He grabbed my hand. The oil is messed up. It's not the green lamp's fault. Someone picked up the lamp core. I asked, did you see who? Sweeping his sleeves, there was a folding cloud pattern. Folding cloud crown. My heart skipped. The first rule in my survival manual suddenly popped up. Stay away from the northern folding cloud crown. 10 went in. Less than 3 came back. Turns out, some places, even if you don't go near them, they'll still come for you through the lamp fire. We carried everyone out one by one. When the last lamp guardian was pulled out, crying erupted from the clan hall. Dao Wangshen hugged him. Like crying out all the fear of those years. Dao Wangshen held him.
His hands shook badly.
Dad's back. Dad didn't guard the lamp right. Daoya cursed, crying. You're lying. You said you'd come back when the lamp lit up. Dao Wangshen's eyes were red. It's Dad's fault. I stood beside, suddenly remembered many things. I've also waited for someone to come back. Waited until the food was cold. Waited until the lamp went out. Waited until finally only a piece remained. I turned around, pretending to check the lamp frame. Colored threads handed me a cloth. I said I wasn't crying. He said nosebleed. I touched it. Turns out it's true. You can't be two. I checked again. Turns out it's true. You can't be two. Moved or you'll get exposed. Just before dawn, people from Shangxi Zhao Zuexing arrived. 3 big wagons. White lanterns hung everywhere on them. The one leading wore a fox mantle. Smiled warmly. That's Shang Zhao Chuan. He saw me, not surprised at all. Mr. Lin, long time no see. How are you still living so lively? I sighed. I wish I could keep it low-key. But trouble always finds me. Shang Zhao Chuan glanced at the rescued lamp guardians. Then at the lanterns. An ideal look of pain appeared on his face. Yuzu Town suffered a terrible catastrophe. Shang will gladly offer double lamps for free. Kazanbao was speechless. A ripple of commotion. Some people were tempted. They were tired of being cold and scared to sleep. Shen Huai looked pale, but didn't dare speak. I asked Shang Zhaochuan, what oil do double lamps use? Shang Zhaochuan smiled, of course. Shangxi's secret hand lamp oil. I pulled out the half lamp core. Is Han Yanzi also secret? His expression didn't change. Mr. Lin, you can eat whatever, but you shouldn't say whatever you want. I said seriously, the herbs you collect can't just be eaten, so words shouldn't be random either. Shang Zhaochuan's smile faded. Got any proof? I nodded. Yeah. I turned and asked Taoya, dare you light the lamp again, Taoya? Does Daoya still dare to light the lamp? Daoya held her father's arm and looked at me for a while. If you dare, I'll place a splendid twin lamp in the middle of the street, and a regular oil lamp next to it. The twin lamp's flame was lit. The white light was gorgeous, but the oil lamp started to dim. A few townsfolk standing nearby shivered instantly. I tossed the pre-carved anti-Zimu piece into the twin lamp. The white flame flickered. 3 words appeared on the lamp belly. Han Nine Z. The whole crowd erupted. Shang Zhaochuan's gentle expression finally shattered. I threw in the second wooden piece. This time, 4 words appeared. Borrow warmth to light the lamp. I didn't write these. The lamp itself revealed the evidence. It's the lamp, not me, Su Hengzhu said coldly. Shang Zhaochuan. Anything left to say? Shang Zhaochuan sighed. The shopkeeper below chased profits. I'll handle it myself. I looked at him. Is there only one of you people? The shopkeeper carries from south to north. Is he not tired? Someone in the crowd chuckled. Shang Zhaochuan's face darkened. Lin Fan, you really think breaking a few lamps can save 9 towns? I looked at him. What do you mean? Shang Zhaochuan raised his hand. 9 beams of white light rose from the distant snowy mountains at the same time, and the ground of Snow Town started to shake. The ancient bridge under the lamp tower. The patterns on the bridge lit up one by one from the vibrations. He said softly, 9 towns used to be Old Bridge Village outside Duxian Terrace. Today, both bridges have awakened. If the 4th lamp stays unlit, all 9 towns will get dragged into Hennayan Bridge. You'll get just 1 town. Can't save all 9. The crowd instantly grew chaotic. My heart sank to the bottom. That was his real intention. Not selling lamps. Not earning silver. He was forcing me to light the 4th lamp. Su Hengzhu drew his sword. Take him first. Tu Zhuanhing 4 guards rushed over. One of them suddenly turned and struck Su Henggu with a palm. That camo. A colored string shot out, wrapping around that person's wrist. Su Hengju reacted super fast.
He flipped his sword, pressed him down.
The 4 guards' faces turned pale. Master Su, my sister's in Zheyanjar. They said if I don't cooperate, they'll send her to light the double bridge. Su Hengju's gaze turned cold. So you kept leaking our whereabouts? The guard lowered his head. Yes, I looked at him. What's your sister's name? Qian looked up. Qi 1, 13. No spiritual route taken by Zheyanjar 3 years ago. They said she'd be a lamp child. I fell for the lamp child thing once. Zheyanjar recruits laborers every year. Out of 10 sent, less than 3 make it back. Turns out they don't go to the mountain. They get put inside the lamp. Shen Zhaochuan laughed. Shen Zhaochuan laughed at Lin Fan. See, you're too slow saving people. They can't wait. I ignored him. I crouched down and looked at Qian. Want to save your sister?
He froze. I said, then help me save 9 towns.
Once it's done, you can turn yourself in for whatever crimes. Qian's eyes turned red. Deal. He looked at Yuxu. Go up the tower. Claim the bridge. Su Hengju frowned. The 4th lamp can't be lit here. Maybe all my embarrassing mistakes from past lives will come out. I said I'm not lighting it. If we make it, the rest will wake up. The coffin shop starts making sample coffins first. People aren't dead yet. The coffin comes to greet you. Luo Shaoshuang's face turned green. Can't you use a better comparison? I want to make a bridge shadow lamp. No, it's just my professional habit. With Yuxu disguised as an image, we'll sell lamps in Winetown. Hold on through the night. Su Hengju said seriously. How confident are you? Just borrowing a single image. I thought about it. Can you all still move? Nietzsche's face changed a bit. Millennium lamp is risky. I said 0 if I don't try. 10% is already way better than nothing. Nietzsche looked at me. What do you need? Listen to rain wood shavings. I said 9 towns old lamp wicks. Regular lamps porcelain fragments. Green plank wood and millennium lamp. A strand of white flame. Nietzsche's face. I nodded. That's why I'll only borrow the white flame. Just 10% and you dare? I'm not touching the black flame. I replied seriously. Luo Shaoshuang asked, what happens with the black flame? Luo Shaoshuang went silent. That's definitely dangerous. The map says outside the capital, at Duxian Terrace. Zheng Ming started moving. Someone brought over the only oil lamp left at home. Someone brought the wind lamp passed down through the family.
Taken down.
Someone started tearing up old doors. Use this too. Someone dug out lamp wicks they'd hidden for years. Dahlia put the half-broken lamp wick he smashed on me. On the table. I said, this is your dad's. He nodded. So we should use it even more. I said, Shaoshuang, your left side is too thin. Suddenly felt, as long as Yuxu's main bell rings 36 times. Shen Zhaochuan tried to leave. Raised his leg and kicked. Little ancestor didn't know when he got behind him. The white fox fur coat got messy. Su Hengju's sword blocked them. Little ancestor snorted loudly. His followers behind drew their blades. I didn't want to use his fate thread. Looking super calm, I felt real respect for him. No wonder he's little ancestor. He's way more reliable than me when it counts. The bridge shadow lamp was made quickly, but risky. Green cypress wood for the lamp's body. Porcelain shards for the lamp's belly. Porcelain shards formed the lamp belly. The outside wrapped in camo string. Listen to rain wood made the lamp's frame. Listen to rain wood wedges blended in the lamp oil. I frowned, nope, but walked forward holding the wall. 9 towns lamp wicks twisted together as one, like he just stepped on a leaf. But he pulled out a strand himself. It's the one for running away with you. He looked at me, not fate thread. I'll pull you myself. I looked down and kept working. My heart felt like it got scalded. Luo Shaoshuang handed over porcelain pieces nearby. Way steadier than before. I'll crawl if I have to.
He snapped back.
Qian knelt by the lantern.
I said, okay, Shaoshuang girl.
My name's Luo Shaoshuang. He glared at me, but did the work right. And shared every clever trick he knew. The 9 towns' lamp towers are far apart. Just not on yourself. But copper bells hang under the bridge posts. If the lamp's guardians are awake, they'll hear it. This little girl is braver than a lot of cultivators. What if they're sleeping? He'd just been rescued. Then we'll ring them ourselves, the lamp guardians. Dao Wangshan stood up.
He looked at the people just waking up behind him.
Still pale. I froze, he said quietly, if you can't hang on. Another cursed, I've kept lamps for 20 years. Another cursed, I've kept lamps for 20 years. 10%. Luo Shaoshuang almost jumped. An old lamp guardian coughed. Not Shaoshuang girl. Shen Zhaochuan's smile froze. First time a lamp ate me. They all laughed. Laughing and laughing. The lamp isn't just mine. Never has been. Someone teared up. Suddenly I understood. I'm just one of many lighting the lamps. When Qiaoying went to the city walls, it was already night. Like 9 frozen snakes crawling down from snowy mountains. Shen Zhaochuan was pinned by Su Hengzhu. 9 white beams were getting closer. Still smiled calmly. Lin Fan, you can't hold up 9 arrays. I stared at the lamp. My forehead felt like it got pricked by a needle. Didn't look up? I used to think so too. It's in the tomb, in the lamp. In every hand willing to pass the flame. I took out the millennium lamp. Now I know having no spiritual root doesn't mean having none. I looked at him. The black and white flames swayed softly. I used a green-white wooden ruler to pick a strand of white flame. Not losing face on this one. The white flame went into the bridge shadow lamp. The lamp body trembled instantly. Snowy ground. Ruined temple. Old bridge. Deaths before age 17. I bit my tongue. He said, and now? Old memories flooded in. Forced myself back. We're not asking now's about saving people. And that person whose face I can't see. The bridge shadow lamp is lit. Lights out. Forced myself back. We're not asking now's about saving people. The bridge shadow lamp is lit. Lights out. The bridge lights up. The glow isn't cyan, nor is it white, but a faint, warm gold, like a hot bowl of morning porridge. Not blinding, but it warms the heart. Dao Wangshan rings the bell. Once, then twice. The chimes spread through the bridge. Every light in town flickers, then suddenly blazes bright. Faint light recalls the first town, then the second and third. All the way to the 9th, light lines up like a pulse. An invisible bridge appears. Frost crashes into that bridge, making a faint cracking sound. Shen Zhaochuan's face finally changed. Impossible, he looked up. You always say impossible. But what mortals do best is finding a crack in the impossible. He suddenly broke from a guard, snatching his white lamp at the bridge. Su Hengzhu was about to move, but Qi Yuan lunged forward. Blocking the lamp with his back, the white lamp exploded. Frost crawled over his shoulder. His face twisted in pain. But he held Sheng's leg tight. Lord Su, I confess. But let me hold this bastard first. Su caught the remaining white flame. Luo Shaoshuang threw her porcelain. The colorful lines pulled tight. Shen Zhaochuan was completely bound and tied up. The little beast added a kick. The kick was perfectly aimed. Sheng finally stopped laughing. The bridge fire surged into lamps, rushing far along the old marks. That night, the 9 northern towns saw a wonder. Though snow blocked the doors, their stoves suddenly lit up. Though the lamps were out, the towers glowed gold again. The sleeping people woke up. Kids cried. Elders laughed. Keepers rang their bronze bells, refusing to stop even as hands bled. In the rain-snow town, Taya held her dad looking up. Master Lin, my dad is really back.
I said,
She gave me her last wheat cake. This is for you too. I looked at that cake, taking it with a heavy heart. Thanks for the kindness. It's a bit hard. She started laughing for a long time. When the frost receded, I nearly fell to my knees, not from emotion, but weak legs. Mi Cai held me, barely standing yet so stiff. Shang is watching, I said. Can't lose my dignity, he whispered softly. He's been knocked out by the donkey. I turned to look. Shang indeed lay in the snow, looking peaceful, sleeping better than me. I finally breathed a sigh. Then I fainted too. I woke up in the ancestral hall, covered with 3 thick quilts. Taya was squatting nearby, holding a bowl of medicine. Did Nikai brew this? I asked. Taya nodded. I closed my eyes. I felt I could faint a bit longer. Nikai's voice came from the side. Drink it now that you're awake. I opened my eyes instantly, finding him by the fire, holding a medicine spoon. I asked for soy milk instead. He said, sure, and I felt relieved. Then he added, after the medicine, looking at that black soup, I suddenly understood those trapped by the white frost. Sometimes staying asleep is better, but I drank the bitterness anyway. Almost saw my master on the other side. Wait, is there an afterlife bridge? I don't know, but there's one outside the terrace. Sue returned with the ledgers. Many contracts were in the carriage, all for borrowing warmth. People left fingerprints on lamps, giving away a part of themselves. It wasn't instantly fatal, but caused weakness and aging. Can these be destroyed? I asked. Sue nodded. The Bureau will burn them all and return all the money. I looked toward the corner. Shang Zhaochuan was bound, looking pale and gaunt.
He
was awake but silent. I walked over. The Zhe Yanjar made you do it. He gave a cold laugh. You think catching me is the end? Lin Fan, I just sell the lamps. It wasn't me who wanted the fourth. Then who? I asked. He looked at me. You'll find out soon. The bridge light has alerted the terrace. My heart sank. Shang suddenly exhaled frost. His body began to freeze. Sue's face changed. Get back, Mi Cai. Silk lines wrapped around me, pulling me away. Next second, Shang's body shattered. Luo Shaoxuan was shocked. His real body wasn't here, Sue said. I knelt down, picking a copper piece from the ash. 2 words on the back. Hidden lamp. Zheyanjar Hidden Lamp Shop. The name felt like an ice needle, pricking my survival handbook. I really wanted to go home and sleep, pretending I'm just an ordinary coffin shop owner. But the bridge light is still on, and the lamp map is burning hot. Mi Cai opened the wooden box. The 4th lamp on the map wasn't fully lit, only half glowing. A line appeared below. Not fully lit, only half glowing. The bridge shadow has come true. The lamp is at the terrace. We must go to the capital, Sue said. Can we not go? I asked. He looked at me. What do you think? I sighed. The Bureau is always so cruel. We stayed 3 more days, not for glory, but to fix the lamps. Though the towns woke up, the lamp towers were badly damaged. I helped the keepers fix the bases, cleaning away the cold residue. Luo taught the kids to grind porcelain. She thought they were clumsy at first, until a 7-year-old asked, Why are you called Shaoxuan? Does it snow when you cry? Luo's face turned red with anger. I laughed so hard my knife nearly flew. Mi Cai brewed medicine for 3 days. The townsfolk were scared at first, but found the medicine worked, waking them up quickly, so they all came to ask for some. Mi Cai was calm, but I saw him handing out the cups, secretly adding a honey bean to each. Isn't medicine meant to be bitter? He glanced at me. For others, it can be a bit sweet. I went silent. So only mine is bitter. He nodded. You can handle it. I said seriously. That's not a compliment.
He smiled during those days.
Taya came to see me every day. During those 3 days, Taya came to see me every day, bringing cakes or asking about lamps. He learned fast, with steady hands. I gave him a lamp. He held the lamp tight, eyes shining like stars. What do you want to be? I asked. A lamp keeper, he said. I looked at Dao Wangshen. He nodded with a smile. Being a keeper is hard, I said. I know, Taoya replied. But as long as the light is on, others won't be afraid. I didn't argue further, just told him my master's words. The lamp isn't for showing off. It's to help people find their way home. Taoya took it to heart. The day we left, the whole town came to see us off. This time, no one cursed me. Shen Huawei apologized publicly, admitting he used cheap, cold oil, nearly ruining the whole town.
He offered his savings as payback.
Ready to face the Bureau's law. Some were still angry. Others just sighed. Dao Wangshen patted his shoulder. Own your mistakes and keep saving. Hearing that, the northern wind felt less cold. Taya ran up to me, handing me the broken wick. I won't throw it at you anymore. Why? I asked, taking it. He whispered. Because you dodge it. I laughed. If you want to hit bad guys next time, tell Lord Su first. Let him do it. Su coughed nearby. Su Hengzhu coughed next to me. I didn't hear it. Little ancestor flicked his ears, like he wanted to say he could do it too. We left the rain and snow behind. The bridge lamp stayed in the lamp tower.
He can only guard the 9 formations for 3 months.
After 3 months, If the real lamp doesn't light up, Double Bridge will wake up again. I never told Dahlia about this.
He's too young. Shouldn't worry for adults every day.
But I know. These 3 months are the deadline Duan Shentai gave me. Qi Yuan was escorted along with us.
He didn't try to escape.
He didn't plead, either. He just drew his sister Qi Wan's face. The girl is thin. She has a small mole under her left eye. She likes wooden birds. I put the drawing into my survival book. Su Hengju saw it. You still call that your survival book? I nodded, of course.
He said it's all about saving people inside.
I said saving people is surviving. Every day someone lives longer. I get stabbed 1 day less.
Su Hengju looked at me for a bit. He actually nodded, makes sense.
Luo Shaoshuang was on horseback. Finally couldn't help but ask Lin Fan, have you really reincarnated many times? I grabbed the reins tighter. Nietzsche looked at him too. Luo Shaoshuang seemed to regret asking. I'm just curious. I thought about it a lot. He asked, have you ever seen yourself die of old age? Yes. Die of old age. Seen it once. How did it feel? I answered seriously. Back pain. He choked. Camouflage. He quietly asked, anything else? I looked at the snow by the roadside. Also, people aren't that scared of dying in the end. They're scared of having nobody waiting under the lamp. As soon as I finished, everyone went quiet. Little ancestor suddenly let out a loud fart. The mood instantly shattered. Luo Shaoshuang covered her nose, grumbling. He did it on purpose. I nodded. Yeah, he doesn't like sad vibes. Camouflage laughed, shoulders shaking. I laughed too, and laughing. My heavy feelings got blown away a bit. The road to Duanshantai outside the Imperial City was way busier than I thought. Duanshantai isn't inside the Imperial City. It's 30 miles north in the suburbs. There's a town called Duangshan there. In town, people sell steamed cakes, fix umbrellas, do ironwork, and storytellers. Everything you can think of. I thought a place with such a scary name would be full of masters. But as soon as I entered the town, an old lady was chasing chickens around. A chicken flew past my feet, almost hit Su Hengju's sword. The old lady grabbed the chicken, looked up and asked, you staying at an inn? I froze. She said, if you're not, please move aside. Don't block my chicken going immortal. I looked at the chicken. The chicken looked at me. Suddenly, Duanshantai didn't seem so scary after all. At least the chickens here are pretty ambitious. We stayed at a place called Turtle Bridge Inn. The innkeeper was a fat guy, always smiling. When he heard we're headed to Duanshantai,
he lowered his voice. You're here for destiny, right?
I said no. Here for survival. He immediately respected us. That's even harder than chasing destiny. He gave us 2 top rooms and slipped me a little note. I opened it. It said, don't listen to bridge sounds at night. I asked what he meant, but he had already gone to the kitchen to stew chicken. I'm guessing it's that ambitious chicken from before. At night, fog rose in Duangshan town. Not frost, but a thin mist. The mist carried a thumping sound, like someone tapping hollow wood. I was a shallow sleeper. Woke up at the first sound. When the second came, the lantern of ages lit itself. Black and white flames shone through the cloth bag. I quickly pressed down. Stop that. Of course the lantern didn't listen. If it did, I'd have sold it to Su Hengju for travel money already. There was a soft knock outside. Thump, thump, thump. My scalp tingled. Master Zhang's rules flashed in my mind. If someone knocks at night, light the lamp. I lit the pale green lamp, opened the door. A small boy stood outside. He held a little lamp. Opened the door. A small boy stood outside, about 7 or 8 years old, wearing an old cotton coat.
His face is pale as paper.
He couldn't talk, just handed me a letter. I took the letter. No name on the envelope, just a pale green lamp stamp. When I looked up again, the boy was gone. Nietzsche came from next door. What's up? I handed him the letter. When he opened it, his face changed. I leaned in to see. Only 2 lines on the letter. Lantern of ages. The lantern isn't asking about the past. It's asking who lived for you until age 17. The coal in the ink suddenly felt colder. Before you were 17, you'd already died. Your 17th year isn't yours. Who lived for me until I was 17. I wanted to laugh, but couldn't. Su Hengju and Luo Shaoshuang were startled too. Su Hengju finished reading, said solemnly, tomorrow, Duanshantai. No, I folded the letter. We go now. Luo Xiaoshuang's eyes got wide at night. I said, if they're already knocking, they won't wait for dawn. Means we can't wait until morning. Nietzsche didn't try to stop me. He just handed me a cloak. Duanshantai is outside town. All blue stone path. Thin grass grows between stones. Mist beads hang on the blades, like tiny lamps. The further we went, the clearer the bridge sounds. Thump, thump, thump. Not someone knocking the bridge. Thump, thump, thump. Not someone knocking the bridge, but the bridge knocking itself. Duanshantai finally appeared in the mist. It didn't look like a platform, but more like a stone bridge cut in half. Bridge end hangs in the air. Nothing on the other side. Just fog without bottom. There's a broken stone tablet by the bridge. It has lots of names carved on it. Some already worn out, some still clear. I raised my lamp and saw a familiar name at the bottom. Zhang Pinyan. My hand froze. Master Zhang, how is he here? There were two small words after his name. Hand in script. My throat tightened. Nietzsche said softly, Master Zhang. Maybe he's not just a coffin shop owner. Master I stayed quiet. I took out the broken wooden ruler. When the ruler touched the tablet, a click came from below. The stone platform cracked open, revealing a piece of pale wood. That's a coffin, buried under Duanshantai. The lid had a notch, just like Master Zhang's ruler. I gripped the ruler, and suddenly, didn't dare put it on. Su Hengju whispered, Lin Fan, you don't have to open it. I shook my head. If I don't, it'll knock on my door at midnight. Might as well check now. I fit the ruler into the notch. The coffin lid slowly opened. No body inside. Just an old cotton coat. Just an old cotton coat. An extinguished bridge lantern. And a small wooden tag. The tag said, Lin Fan's tomb. Died in winter at 16. My mind went blank. The lantern of ages flew out from my arms. Black and white flames flashed brightly. Mist under the bridge churned. Like countless people all looked up at once. A familiar yet strange voice came from inside the coffin. You finally come. Lin Fan, I'll wait at the front. The voice sounded from beneath the bridge, and right next to my ear. My first reaction wasn't fear. I wanted to close the lead again. After all, I've spent my life around coffins. Doesn't mean I want to be friends with something inside talking. Nietzsche pressed my hand. Take it easy. I'm not nervous. I'd just rather he sleep longer. The lantern in the coffin glowed softly. Its light was faint, barely like an old man's last look before sleep. The voice spoke again. The 17th year. It's time to pay up. My scalp tingled. Pay what? Me, I really hate paying debts. Especially ones I don't even remember borrowing. Su Hengju drew his sword in front of me. Who are you? The lantern inside the coffin flickered. A skinny figure floated out from the lamp. His robe was tattered. Eyes bright like wheat dough. Bright eyes and brows. Like a dying lamp.
I know him.
Old Daoist from the broken temple. He's the one who placed the cycle and longevity mark in my forehead. I opened my mouth. All I managed to say was, weren't you dead?
The old Daoist looked at me.
He smiled. Dead. But some lamps shine for a bit after they're dead. I looked at him. Can you explain something first? Why is my grave here? Why did I die at 16? Why do people say my 17th year wasn't mine? And before you died, why didn't you say more? Do you know how hard it was for me, guessing my way through these years? The old Daoist paused. Still hate trouble, huh? I nodded. Yeah, but trouble always finds me. The old Daoist looked at the pale lamp in my hand. Because you took the lamp. I was about to speak. Nietzsche suddenly pulled me back. Wait, he looked at the old Daoist. You don't have the living lamp aura. Just cold annual energy. This isn't Master Zhang. The smile froze on the old Daoist's face. Next second, his face seemed washed by water. It started melting away. His ragged robes turned into gray-white garments. His eyes became icy and pale. Su Hengju's face darkened. Snake cloud shadows, chilling light. The man sighed softly. People from Xuanhangxi always stir up trouble. I stepped back half a step. A chill ran through me. Jia old Daoist. Jia old Daoist. Fake voice, fake youth. These days, even the dead get imposters. No respect for the trade at all. Yin Zhaohan looked at me. Lin Fan, You don't need to be afraid. You were meant to die. At age 16, someone extended your 17th year. Someone took on your cycle debt. Now you've lit the bridge lamp. Return that year. Makes things easier for us both. I asked, what happens after I give it back? Do I die? Yin Zhahan said quietly, you just return to your true fate. I nodded seriously. Then forget it. I never cared much about my true fate. Yin Zhahan's gaze chilled. Mortals are never satisfied. I gripped the wooden ruler. I'm not unsatisfied. I just don't know whose fate I borrowed. Or why you think you have the right to ask for the cycle lamp? Suddenly, black and white flames shot from my chest. Bright camo wooden box popped open. Colored lights turned into a thin net, blocking the black fire of the cycle lamp. A truly familiar voice came from the white flame. Don't worry, he can't collect your debt. This time it's really the old Daoist. His shadow was much fainter than before, but much warmer. He stood behind the cycle lamp, like a lamp wick burning at the end. My throat tightened. Who are you really? The old Daoist said, my name is Zhang Wandeng. I'm the last lamp keeper of Gaifan Bridge, Lin Fan. Yin Zhaohan sneered. Even a failed bridge watcher dares to show himself. Jiang Wen ignored him. Just looked at me. Lin Fan, you really died at 16. My fingers clenched. Nietzsche glanced at me, his eyes full of worry. Jiang Wen went on, that year. Northern Cold Year Bridge, chaos at Jianjar. Secretly snatching rootless kids for lamp boys. You were a rootless boy outside Yuzu Town. Picked out to light the bridge. I froze. I don't remember any of this. Jiang Wen nodded. Because you died in front of the lamp hall. Memory sealed by the annual lamp. I couldn't save you. Zhang Hing couldn't save you either. All we could do was gather your scattered annual flames into the pale coffin. I looked at the little wooden plaque with my name carved on it. My chest felt like it was stuffed with blood. Boss Zhang is here too, Zhang Guangding said. He wasn't the coffin shop boss back then. He was a bridge craftsman. After Gaifan Bridge broke, many bridge keepers scattered. Some went home to be carpenters. Some worked as lamp men at the ferry. Zhang Hin went to Yuzu Town to open a funeral shop. Because he said, the bridge is broken, people die. Someone still needs to send them home properly. My eyes suddenly felt warm. Boss Zhang never asked all his life. Suddenly my eyes felt warm. Boss Zhang never cared about origins his whole life. Not because he was confused, but because he'd seen too many people cut off from theirs. I asked quietly, who gave me my 17th year? Zhang Wanding looked at the broken monument. Names on the monument lit up one by one. I saw many shadows, including young boss Zhang, a hunchbacked old lamp man, a woman holding a child, a one-handed carpenter. They surrounded a pale coffin. Each put some yearly flame from their bridge lamp into the coffin. Zhang Wanding said, it wasn't just one person. It was all of them. No one died for you. No one was forced. They just shared final bits of their bridge flames. Each gave you a little, combined into your 17th year. My throat tightened. Why? Zhang Wanding smiled. Because that year at 16, you were about to die. But you hid a lantern in the woodshed. You saved him, but got caught by Shang Guan. Suddenly, a boy's face flashed in my mind. Old cotton clothes, couldn't speak, skin pale as paper. The kid who delivered a last night. I asked, who is he? Zhang Wandeng replied, his name is Zhao Ye. He became the bridge spirit of Duangshan platform. He's watched over the bridge for you all these years. I remembered the letter. Suddenly understood. It wasn't a ghost knocking. Letter suddenly understood. Not a ghost knocking. An old friend knocking. Yin Zhaohan's cold voice. Enough. A bunch of failures, old stories. What's the use? He waved his hand. Blue mist surged under the Duangshan platform. Countless white lamp threads stretched from the fog, twisting like thin snakes around the cycle lamp. Cycle lamp's shadow suddenly dimmed. Camo spread instantly. Wind lamp's colored light crashed into white threads, making tiny rustling sounds. Su Hengju's sword cut down. A dozen white threads snapped. But more grew out of the fog. Luo Shaoshuang shouted, this stuff can't be cut. I looked at Yin Zhaohan. What do you want? Yin Zhaohan stared at the broken bridge lamp. Gaifan's 9 lamps. And your cycle lamp seed. I froze. Cycle lamp seed? Zhang Wanding whispered. What I gave you in the old temple wasn't longevity. It was Gafen Bridge, the last bit of lamp. Its seed lets you come back with your memories. Not so you'd never die, but so you'd have time to learn how to light lamps. I gave a wry smile. That's a lot of faith in me. I can't even push soybeans straight. Zhang Wanding looked at me. But you saved a lot of people. That's harder than pushing soybeans. Yin Xiaohan spoke calmly. Zhang Wanding, you gave the lamp seed to a mortal afraid of death. That was a mistake. If I had Gaifan Bridge, it would have reopened long ago. Rootless ones, or cultivators alike. I could arrange for everyone to cross.
Hearing this,
I suddenly understood. Crossing the bridge, to him, isn't a path for people. It's making everyone walk his path. I asked, what about those lamp boys? Yin Xiaohan kept a straight face. Lighting the bridge needs lamps. Rootless people can't cultivate. Lighting the bridge once is fortune enough. My fear faded. Only anger left. I've seen shameless people, but making harm sound like blessings. You're one of those, Luo Shaoshuang whispered nearby. Good insult? Su Hengju looked at Yan Xiaohan. Zhanjar illegally hid lamps, snatched rootless children, sold cold year lamp oil. This case hangs by a thread. Must investigate thoroughly. Yin Xiaohan laughed. Investigate? If you walk out alive, then try again. Suddenly, bells rang under the bridge. Not just once, 9 times, each cold as an ice blade. Zhang Wanding's face changed. He's opening the hidden lamp shop. Nietzsche asked, where's the lamp shop? Su Hengju said firmly, behind Zheyanjar. Yin Zhaohan's form slowly faded. He looked at me. 3 days from now, hidden lamp shop will worship the bridge. If you don't show up, all bridge lamps in the northern 9 towns will go out. The Kiao Shadow Lantern will go out. Those kids will pay your years for you. I gripped the wooden ruler. You dare? Yin Zhaohan said softly. The most useless thing about mortals is thinking one no can stop a blade. After he spoke, the white threads all pulled back into the mist. Duanshan platform went quiet again. The Wen Nian lantern fell back into my palm. The lantern's fading shadow was almost gone. I hurriedly said, don't snuff it. I still have so much to ask. Zhang Wenden smiled. People can't always rely on others. They can't be spoon-fed answers. You'll choke on them, I said. I want him to see me going to the hidden lantern shop to save the kids. Raise the bridge lamp, but remember, the Guifan bridge isn't kicked first by the lantern. He just wants people without spiritual roots to have a way forward that doesn't depend on merchants. I asked, what about my own reincarnation? Zhang Wenden was silent for a moment. After the 9 lanterns return, the lamp seed will leave you. From then on, you only have this life. My main self only has this life. These 4 words are colder than Yin Zhaohan's white threads. I feared death for so many lifetimes. But suddenly hearing there's no redo after this, it left a blank in my heart. Nietzsche stood by my side. He didn't comfort me. He just tied the colored thread back on my wrist. I whispered, aren't you going to say something? He thought for a moment. If this is your only lifetime, then even more. Eat well. I looked at him. Just that? He nodded. And stop showing off so much. I suddenly laughed. My nose tingled as I laughed. That works better than big speeches. At least it means someone cares if I eat. Before dawn, we went back to Gekiao Inn. The innkeeper saw us return. His face was pale like a steamed bun with no salt. You actually went? I nodded. I went. The innkeeper asked anxiously, did you hear the bridge sound? Heard it. Did you see anything? Saw it. The innkeeper clutched his chest. And you still came back? I said seriously, maybe Duanshan platform thinks we still owe for the room, so they don't want to collect our bodies. The innkeeper paused, then quietly shut the door tight. Breakfast was hot porridge and pickled veggies, plus a plate of mushrooms. I stared at them for a while, and asked the innkeeper, where's that fresh chicken from last night? The innkeeper sighed and ran off. I felt relieved. At least someone can run faster than me. Little Ancestor was in the backyard munching on carrots, looking cocky. Luo Shaoshuang was standing nearby, glaring at him. Last night he chewed up my cloak. I glanced at the bottom edge of the cloak. It's really missing a patch. I asked Little Ancestor, Does it taste good? Little ancestor snorted loudly, like he's saying, so. Luo Shaoxuang was so mad. She snorted loudly, like she's saying, so. Luo Shaoxuang angrily wanted to draw her sword. Mi Cai handed him a bowl of porridge. Eat first. You can't fish on an empty stomach. Luo Shaoxuang thought seriously, took the bowl. I suddenly felt Mi Cai is scary. He can use the calmest tone to handle the messiest situations. After eating, we discussed breaking into Zhang head-on. Definitely can't do that. Zhang isn't a big sect, but it's in the dangerous North Mountain. They claim to be a pure monastery. If we don't have proof, rushing in will only tip them off. Su Hengju looked at me. Got a plan? I said yes. Luo Shaoxuang asked, what is it? I looked at the inn's backyard entrance. Just deliver the officials. Everyone went silent at once. I explained, Zhang takes random staff every year, and some never come back. They must often receive nameless officials. We'll disguise as mortician guards, and deliver a live official. Su Hengju frowned. Who's lying in there? Everyone looked at me. I stepped back. You guys look at me like bad luck. Nietzsche said, you're most familiar with coffins. I replied, familiar doesn't mean I want to live in one. Luo Shaoxuang said, didn't you claim to be a pro at live official coffins? I took a deep breath. Sometimes I really regret talking fast. In the end, I was the one to lie in the coffin. But this time, I set up triple mechanisms in advance. Still me. But this time, I set up triple mechanisms in advance. First, ventilation. Second, lantern burial. Third, if someone nails the lead shut from outside, I can roll out from the bottom. Luo Shaoxuang checked out the mechanisms and couldn't help asking, why are you like this? Why do you say that? I lay in the coffin. Seriously, because I don't trust someone else sealing the coffin. Nietzsche handed me a small bag of honeybeans. Eat something, so you don't go hungry. I looked at him. Not gonna ask?
He said.
I immediately answered. Honeybeans are good. Zhang is north of Yuzu Town. The mountain path is narrow. White birches line both sides. The wind rustles the leaves. Sounds like someone's chanting. Su Hengju and Qian dressed up as mortician guards. Mi Cai and Luo Shaoxuang posed as lantern makers from Yunci Valley. Little ancestor pulled the coffin cart, steady as ever. I lay in the coffin, listening to the wheels crunch over the mountain, thinking, if something really happens this trip, at least I skip the coffin entry step. Zhang mountain gate is spotless, clean, almost cold. 2 gray-robed disciples blocked the entrance. What's the matter? Su Hengju kept his head down, collected a nameless corpse outside Yuzu Town. It carries a Zhang labor badge. Here to deliver it. The disciple checked the badge. His expression changed. Didn't wait long. A middle-aged Daoist walked out. He looked. A middle-aged Daoist walked out. He glanced at the coffin cart. His gaze lingered on Mi Cai and Luo Shaoxuang. People from Yunci Valley. Mi Cai calmly said, after the Northern Lantern disaster, we were ordered to check old lanterns everywhere. The Daoist smiled. Zhang is peaceful. No lanterns need fixing. I listened inside, wanting to roll my eyes. No lanterns need fixing. So are those lanterns in the hidden shop just carrots? Yuzo handed him an old copper coin. Master, cut us some slack. Put it down and we'll leave. The Daoist took the coin and allowed the coffin cart inside the mountain gate. Through the cracks, I saw plenty of kids inside the temple. They're wearing gray cloth robes, hugging lantern bowls, all with pale faces. Some are just 7 or 8 years old. When they saw the coffin cart, they weren't scared. Instead, they seemed numb, like it's normal. My heart sank bit by bit. A little girl walked past under the corridor. She had a tiny mole under her left eye. She held a wooden bird. Qian and Qiyuan both breathed unevenly for a second. Su Hengju gently pressed her shoulder. Don't rush. Qian looked up at us. She didn't call out, just set the bird on the ground. The bird rolled twice. Its beak pointed toward the back mountain. Then she lowered her head and walked on. Inside the temple, I saw clearly. This little girl wasn't waiting to be saved. She always looks for the kids. He always looks for a way out. The coffin cart was pushed into a side yard. The gray-robed disciple was about to leave, when little ancestor suddenly stomped and crushed the water bucket at the gate. With a splash, Water spilled everywhere. The disciple yelled, "Beast!" Little ancestor looked up at him with a calm face. The disciple actually took a step back. Luo Shaoxuang whispered, "He's scarier than you." Inside the coffin, I silently agreed. Amid the chaos, Nietzsche moved along the thread. The temple's inner script was quietly rerouted. Su Hengju stuck a silk lantern talisman in the corner. "We've got half an hour now." Coffin lid opened. I sat up. First words, "Got food?" Luo Shaoxuang almost tossed the porcelain at my face. "You ate honeybeans in the coffin? Isn't that enough?" Check the empty bag. Nerves make me hungry. Kion was already staring red-eyed at the back mountain. I pulled him back. "Your sister's calmer than you? You should calm down too." He nodded with grit. We followed the direction Kiwan's bird pointed and headed for the back mountain. Along the way, lantern threads hid in every pillar. Those lantern threads are thin. If I hadn't lit the 10,000-year lantern, I wouldn't see them at all. They stretch from the kids' rooms toward the back mountain, like tying little flames up one by one. Luo Shaoxuang muttered, "They're raising kids as lamp wicks." Nietzsche's face was icy, yeah. Cold isn't the same as an itch. There's a door in the back cliff after the mountain pass when you're tired. There are 2 characters on the door, Lantern Vault. When I saw those words, I suddenly remembered that line in the survival guide.
10 cloud jar holders went in.
But less than 3 made it back. Now I understand. Survivors aren't just lucky. It's just their flames weren't out yet. 4 disciples guarded the entrance. Su Hengju was about to make his move. Suddenly, someone stepped out from the shadows. Ash-white face. It was Bai Zhaoyi. Luo Shaoxuang drew her sword instantly. Wu Zhenhe's Bai Zhaoyi stared at me, Lin Fan. "You showed up after all." I sigh, everyone says that to me. Makes me seem super eager. Bai Zhaoyi glanced at the lantern shop. "Bridge ritual is tonight. Yin Zhaohan will put 36 lantern children on the bridge. One of them is Qi Wan." I asked if he came to save people. He was silent. "I came for the lanterns." I looked at him. What if taking the lanterns hurts kids? Bai Zhaoyi didn't answer. I felt a little disappointed. Nietzsche suddenly spoke up. "If you only wanted lanterns, you should have traded us to Yin Zhaohan earlier." Bai Zhaoyi shot him a glance. After a long while, he said, "I used to be a lantern child. So was my little brother. He didn't make it out. But I did. Ever since then, I've wanted to take all the lanterns from the cloud jars." I whispered, "And then what?" Bai Zhaoyi replied, "Give them to the rootless." I shook my head, taking the kids' lanterns. "They won't walk steady on that road." Bai Zhaoyi stared at me. "You're always so slow." I said, "It's good to be slow. When you're slow, you can see who's in your way." He went silent for a long time, then suddenly raised his hand. The shadows at the guards' feet started to move. All 4 collapsed at once. He said coldly, "I'm only helping this once." I nodded. "Okay, helping once is still helping. When we settle up later, you'll get 2 lines off your tab." Bai Zhaoyi was surprised. "You remember that?" I said seriously, "Every debt from the coffin shop should be clear before you pass them on." Inside the lantern shop, it's way colder than outside. White lanterns hung all along the walls. Every white lantern had a name below it. Some of them had gone out. Some were still flickering. In the center of the hall, there were over 30 people. The kids, they were sitting by the stone altar, with lantern wires wrapped around their wrists. Qi Wan was among them. Qi Yuan almost rushed over. But Qi Wan motioned for silence first. He gently spun a wooden bird. A tiny clicking came from inside the bird's belly. A few lantern strings loosened under the stone platform. My eyes lit up. This kid knows gadgets. Qi Wan spotted Qi Yuan. Instantly, his eyes turned red. "Bro," his voice was soft, but stabbed into Qi Yuan's heart like a needle. So gentle. But stabbed into Qi Yuan's heart like a needle. Qi Yuan knelt down by her. "Wan. Sorry, bro. I'm late." Qi Wan shook his head. "I knew you'd come." Then looked at me. "Are you Lin Fan?" I nodded. He said softly, "Dahlia. My sister sent word. She said you seem unreliable, but you can save people." I paused a moment. That's pretty accurate from Dahlia. Nietzsche started untying the lantern wires. Luo Shaoxuang pinned a white lantern down with a shard of cloud porcelain. Su Hengju set up a silk lamp array at the door. Bai Zhaoyi rescued the kids on the other side. Everything was going so well, I felt uneasy. Too smooth, like someone opened the door for us, just waiting for us to walk right in. Sure enough, as soon as the lost wire broke, all the lanterns above lit up at once. Yin Zhaohan's voice boomed from everywhere. You're here, so don't plan on leaving. The stone door slammed down. White lanterns turned into rings of cold flames, surrounding us in the center. Shen Zhaochuan came from the back. This time, not invisible. His face was pale, but he was smiling. Mr. Lin Zhao, we meet again. The moment I saw him, my legs ached. For little ancestor's sake, I asked, didn't you get kicked enough last time? Shen Zhaochuan's smile froze a little. Little ancestor stomped outside, like someone mentioned him. I suddenly felt calmer, like someone was talking about him. I felt a bit more at peace. Sometimes a donkey can be more reliable than a bunch of cultivators. At least when he kicks, he means it. St. Zhaochuan's fake smile froze too. Clearly, he remembered that kick. Yin Zhaohan stepped out from the white lanterns. From the deeper part, his long white robe was spotless, but countless fine lantern wires trailed at his feet. Those wires were attached to the children in the hall, and to the white lanterns on the walls, and even to the bridge patterns under us. I glanced down. Chills ran through me. We didn't break in here, he invited us. Zhaohan stared at me. Lin Fan, you arrived faster than I expected. I sighed. I couldn't help it. I'm afraid to die. I'm even more afraid someone will die for me, he said flatly. That's why you'll lose. I shook my head. Not necessarily. Scared people always have a backup plan. St. Zhaochuan chuckled softly. Do you have another way out? The stone doors closed. Light array in place. 36 lantern children as bait. Your soul lantern as the core. Your girl's wind lantern scroll as the lock. Luo Zhao's rootless guiding fire as the bridge. Su Hengzhu's lamp sword as the beam. You're all here. I looked at him. You sure like the drama. His smile turned cold. Yin Zhaohan raised his hand. All the kids' lantern wires lit up at once. Qi Yuan let out a muffled cry. Qi Yuan's eyes turned red in an instant. Wan Wan tried to run to her. Su Hengzhu held her back. Don't move. Qi Wan bit her lip. Her little face went pale, but quietly called, Bro. I'm fine. The more she says it, the worse it hurts. I looked at the patterns beneath my feet. Lantern lines coiled into 9 circles. Each one looked like a bridge, but the outermost ring was broken at one spot. That break was held down by a wooden bird. Qi Wan's wooden bird. My heart skipped. Qi Wan, can your bird still move? He hesitated. Yeah, but needs one more cut. I asked where. He looked at the damaged wooden ruler in my hand. It needs to understand. A chop from green cypress. I almost laughed. This kid picked the right person. Can't say much else. But I'm good at chopping wood. Yin Zhaohan looked down for a bit, and finally noticed the weird bird.
His gaze got cold.
A tiny lantern child dares hide an escape route in my shop? Qi Wan lifted her head. I've hidden it for 3 years. You just found out? The shop went quiet for a moment. I almost clapped for her. Her mouth isn't as sharp as Dao Ye's, but still pretty tough. Yin Zhaohan smacked his hand down. White lantern flames pressed toward Qi Wan. Multicolored wires shot out, blocking the cold fire. He turned pale. The wind lantern scroll unfurled behind him, like a rainbow after the rain, like after rain colors. Yin Zhaohan looked at Nietzsche. You, descendant of ancient Yan ancestor, once sealed the bridge to mortals. Now you should do the same. Nietzsche stood his ground. What I sealed was the lantern that harmed people, not the path that saves them. Yin Zhaohan sneered. A road no one protects will turn into fire eventually. I couldn't help it, so you built a road just to collect tools for yourself? Yin Zhaohan looked at me. Mortal with a sharp tongue. I nodded right. But I don't steal kids. Sticky fire is better than you. Luo Shaoshuang whispered way better. The white lantern array tightened sharply. A chill spread under my feet, like ice water poured into my bones. The question lantern shuddered in my pocket. A black and white fire tried to burst out. Zhang, when Deng's voice rang out. Lin Fan, listen up. 9th circle in the bridge pattern. You need to catch the lamp seed with the bridge lamp. Let no black fire enter your heart. What happens if it does? You'll see every way you've ever died. I said I don't need to see that. I remember it well enough. Zhang, when Deng maybe smiled, still afraid of pain.
I said that's a good thing.
Nietzsche overheard. He turned his head, can you handle it?
I said if I can't, I'll scream.
He said you always say that. I thought, then you better watch me. If I try to act tough? If I ever act tough, wake me up with a hit. Nietzsche nods approvingly. Yunji raises his hand. The white lamp's glow forms a bridge of light. The bridge rises behind the kids. But its head lands right at my feet. He wants to turn us all into lamp wicks. Bai Jiaoyi suddenly moves.
His gray shadow skims the ground.
Heads right for the lamp line on the kid's wrists. Luo Shaoshuang shouts he's trying to steal the lamp. Qiwan's face changes. But I stay still. A gray flash flickers in Bai Jiao's hand. 36 lamp lines snap off, half an inch each. The kids are in pain. But he couldn't steal their lamp flames. Instead, from Yin Zhaohan's white lamp, the light retreats back into the kids' bodies. A burst of blood shoots from Bai Jiao's shoulder. He drops to one knee.
His face is pale as paper.
Yin Zhaohan's gaze is icy. Traitor Bai Jiaoyi pants for breath. I was never one of yours. Yin Zhaohan says, aren't you here to steal the lamp? Bai Jiaoyi looks up. I wanted to. But my brother was taken like this years ago. And now I just can't do it.
He coughs up blood after speaking.
I stare at him. Suddenly he doesn't seem so annoying.
He's stubborn.
Likes to call me slow. But at least he can change. Better than keep crashing into walls. Because the lamp lines broke half an inch in Bailin Town. A gap shows for a brief moment. I rush forward instantly. The lamp line splits half an inch. A tiny gap appears. I dart towards the late wood bird. Shang Zhaochun blocks me. He throws a cold fire palm. I don't take it head on. I'm not stupid. I roll to the side. I'm pretty skilled at rolling. Cold fire brushes past my hair, burns a strand off. I'm heartbroken. That's my hair. I have more of it than I do spiritual sense. Shang Zhaoxuan sneers, you just keep dodging. I get up from the ground. Dodging is a skill. Right as I finish speaking, a loud bang suddenly sounds outside the hall. Little Ancestor crashes in, hitting the official cart.
He's dragging a living coffin behind him, throwing sparks.
At the coffin's base, my hidden pins for innocence pop out together, right beside Shang Zhaoxuan's feet. Shang Zhaoxuan is startled. Spiritual sense immediately restrains Little Ancestor, rushing to him.
He lifts his leg for a kick.
This kick is even more precise than at Snowtown. Shang Zhaochuan is sent flying, stuck on the white lamp wall. Like a crooked talisman blown by the wind, Luo Shaoshuang's eyes light up. Good donkey. Little Ancestor lifts his head, like he finally heard human words. I rush to the wood bird. Use my chipped wooden ruler. I'm at the unfinished seam under the bird's belly. Qi Wan shouts, not too deep. It'll break if you go too deep. I say relax. I never made coffins with leaks. Qi Wan pauses. I never made coffins with leaks. Qi Wan freezes up, unsure whether to trust me. I slice down on the wood bird's belly. A clicking sound. A thin piece of blue cypress pops out. It's carved with a lamp root for the whole lamp store. The path Qi Wan spent 3 years carving. Hair thin. But so clear it's startling. I instantly see. Revival isn't under Yin Zhaohan's feet. It's actually the highest white lamp at the store's top. The most dangerous spot. Usually shines brightest. I look up at the lamp atop camouflage wind. Camouflage doesn't ask. Colorful cord shoots straight up the wind. The lamp diagram turns into a fine web, heading for the white lamp on the roof. Ding Yohan's expression finally changes.
He lifts his hand to block.
Su Hengzhu's sword has already reached the lamp keeper's sword. The light isn't sharp, but it's steady, like a lamp that won't be blown aside. Su Hengzhu says firmly, your opponent is me. Yin Zhaohan sneers, Zhuanheng division. How dare a lamp keeper block me? Su Hengzhu says I can block you. One breath is enough. One breath really is enough. Camouflage's wind lamp diagram locks onto the roof's white lamp. Luo Shaoshuang's cloud porcelain shards fly up. Each piece jams the lamp symbol. Bai Jiaoyi grits his teeth and stands. He wraps the shadow around the white lamp base. Tonight I press the wood bird to the ground. All hidden slots under the stone stage open together. All the kids' hidden slots open too. The lamp lines on the kids' wrists loosen completely. Qiuan and several Zhuanheng experts, Immediately shield the kids behind the living coffin. That coffin I made is extra wide. Originally so I could roll out. Turns out it's now a firewall. Guess that's professional matching. Yin Zhaohan shouts angrily. The whole lamp store starts shaking. Flames from the white lamps on all sides flood towards me. I know this is the critical moment. The eternal lamp flies up. Thin lamp cloud, compassion lamp, listening rain lamp, boat lamp, bridge shadow lamp. 4 lamps light up from my arms and a wood box. 5 lamps form a circle. Still missing 4 from the return path diagram's 9 lamps. Yin Zhaohan laughs. You can't light 9 lamps. Lin Fan, you're just someone who picked up lamps halfway. I fix my gaze on the return path diagram. The last 4 lamps are shapeless. Only 4 lines of fine writing slowly appear. Don't steal, don't sell, don't abandon, don't walk alone. I freeze. The last 4 aren't things. They're rules. The question of lamps rings out. It's the return path bridge segment. Not because there aren't enough lamps, but because someone saw the path as their own wine lamp. The last 4 need to be lit with people's hearts. Suddenly, I get it. I turn to everyone. Any lamps, folks? Kids in the store pause for a second. Dishwashing kids pause for a second. Ki Wan's the first to raise her small wood bird. A tiny fire shines in the bird's belly. He speaks up. A thin boy pulls out a half-burned lamp wick. I have one. Another kid raises broken porcelain. Me too. Bai Zhaoyi lifts his hand. A glow ignites in his palm. I have one. Su Hengzhu lights the lamp as a supervisor. I have one. Luo Shaoshuang smashes her cloud porcelain lamp. Each shard glows. Me too. Camouflage stands by my side. He raises the color cord that helped me escape. It glows. I have one warm light. Little ancestor snorts. I ask him, you have one too? He lowers his head, a piece of Luo Shaoshuang's cloak in his mouth. Some lamp oil stuck on it, who knows when. Even the mirror is shining. Luo Shaoshuang is furious. That's my cloak. I say, let him borrow it for a lamp. Luo Shaoshuang grits his teeth. Stick with me later. I nod, if I'm still alive. He glares. You must live. I crack a smile. For your cloak, I'll try. Countless little lamps light up. Don't steal, a lamp shines. Don't sell, a lamp shines. Don't abandon, a lamp shines. Don't walk alone, a lamp shines. All 9 lamps chorus on the return path. A sharp pain hits my forehead, like someone yanking a burning nail from my skull. Pulling it out, the reincarnation lamp reappears. The reincarnation lamp awakens. It beats in my forehead, over and over, like a heart that's not mine. I see countless scenes. Ruined temple, stormy night. Hands aged to bone. Master Zhang hands me half a brush. Nietzsche collapsed at the pale blue shop's door. Yuzu Town 72 lamps. Peach Bluff's hard brush in Snowtown. Wood bird carved after 3 years washing dishes. And a 16-year-old boy, in college, pushed a mute little boy into the woodshed. Closed the door himself. That boy glanced back. His face is just like mine. Lips pale with fear. Still, he drops the latch. Then smiles and tells people outside, no one's here. Next moment, the white fire swallows him up. I finally remember. Turns out I wasn't born a runner. Long ago, so long ago, I tried to help others pause their fire. Tears start falling uncontrollably. I whisper, wow, 16 was really dumb. Master Zhang's shadow appears in the lamp flames. He's holding a wooden ruler. His beard sticks out. He scolds, dumb. What dumb? That's called having a conscience. I choke out, Master. Master Zhang looks at me. Lin Fan, year 17 isn't a debt. It's travel money for you. Now the road's here. Time to plant the lamp. Put down the lamp seed. It's not about returning a life. I'm just here to reclaim my path. Once I put it down, will I still reincarnate? If not, will I die? When would that be? I don't know. I sniffed. That's pretty scary. Master Zhang smiled. You've been scared all your life but still saved people. It's okay to be scared. It's not shameful. Nietzsche held my hand.
His hand was cold.
But steady. He said this is your only life now. Oh, just take it slow. I looked at him. If I ever die for real someday. He looked at me. I'll make a lamp for you. I thought about it. Can I just not be an officer? He smiled with his eyes. Make more lamps. Be an officer less. That's what Master Zhang said. I finally smiled. All right. I pressed my forehead with my hand, told the lamp seed in my brow, let's go. You've stayed with me long enough. Now it's my turn to walk alone. When the lamp seed left my brow, the pain nearly made me kneel. But I didn't kneel. Because Sheng Zhaochuan was still watching from the wall. You can't lose your composure. The lamp seed fell into the wine lamp. The whole lamp shop went silent. All the white lamp flames paused, then slowly started to change. The cold gloom faded away. The stolen fire turned into countless sparks, flying back to the children, returning to the names under the white lamps. Some names lit up, going back under the white lamps to those names. Some glowed for a moment. Far away, someone finally closed their eyes at peace. Yin Zhaohan's face changed. No. This isn't the bridge I wanted. He rushed toward the 9 lamps. Su Hengju got knocked back. The camel wind lamp pattern started trembling too. I grabbed the chipped wooden ruler and slammed it down hard at the bridge marks under Yin Zhaohan's feet. The coffin shop flipped over. It's all about catching them off guard. Kiao Wen snapped the lead shut. All the white lamp lines under Ding Zhaohan reversed. The stolen fire strands peeled off him one by one. His once smooth face aged fast. His hair turned white, his back bent. He became a skeleton-thin old man. He knelt down, staring at the Guifan bridge. Light rose up from the ground. His eyes showed fear for the first time. I just wanted to clear a path. I looked at him, catching my breath. Clearing the path is fine, but don't use kids as lamp wicks. You're not clearing the way. You're just digging a pit. The Guifan bridge finally appeared. It doesn't reach up to the clouds. No fairy tale music either. Just a warm, simple stone bridge. The path isn't wide. The steps are a bit worn, but it shines steady and bright. There's a line at the bridgehead. Rootless can also go far. The kids stared blankly at the bridge. Kiwan reached out his hand. A soft little light landed on his fingertip. Like a firefly. That faint light touched his fingertip. Like a tiny glowworm. He froze. Bro, I got a spark too. Kiwan knelt in front of him, tears streaming down instantly. I got one too. It's fun. There's a path now. Inside the shop. Each kid started to shine. The glow was soft, not dazzling. But everyone had their own light. They're not just someone else's wicks anymore. Now they have their own lamps. Bai Zhaoi watched all this. Eyes turning red. He whispered. If only my brother could have seen me back then. I walked over to him and handed him a small green lamp. It's not too late now. He looked at me. I made mistakes before. I nodded. Got it. So do more good from now on. He slowly took the lamp. His hand trembled a bit. Sheng Zhaochuan tried to escape in the chaos. He just slid off the wall when little ancestor already blocked him. Sheng Zhaochuan turned pale. Stay away. Little ancestor lifted his leg. It was a light kick, but just enough to push him to Su Hengju's feet. Su Hengju looked down at him. Saint Chief, this time it's really you, right? Sheng Zhaochuan stayed silent. Luo Shaoshuang tapped his forehead with porcelain. You were thinking, for real. I almost laughed out loud when the stone gate to the lamp hall opened. It was just dawn. Xuan Hengxi's backup arrived too. Turns out Su Hengju had set a signal lamp before entering. Fuzhou had set a beacon before heading in too. If we didn't come out in 30 minutes, Xuan Hengxi would surround the mountain. I looked at him. You planned all this out. Su Hengju said calmly. Learned from you. If you're scared to die, always have a backup plan. I suddenly felt proud of my teachings. Cloud jars got sealed away, and the lamp shop closed up. All those name lists and cold year lamps were taken. The trapped kids, those with families were sent home. Those with none. Yunci Valley and Qingbai Inn took them in. They taught the kids to craft lamps. Stone lamps showed them to run if there's a bad guy. And if running fails, yell. If no one comes, kick. Little ancestor gave that demo himself. Reason? For exposing us. He went to Xuan Hengxi to get punished himself. Su Hengju credited him for saving Yuzu Town. So he got 10 years watching lamps up north. Qi Yuan heard, hugged the wooden bird and said, I'm going to... Qi Yuan got nervous. It's too cold up north. Qi Yuan looked at him. Your cooking is colder. I couldn't help but laugh on the side. Qi Yuan turned red as lamp oil on fire. In the end, Qi Yuan stayed in Rain Snow Town first. Learning from Dao Ye. Dao Ye wrote me a letter. Ki Wan is quick with her hands. We're all talented. I tucked the letter in my safety manual. Even that frozen wheat cake came back with me to Qingbai. I hung it on the wall as a paperweight. Not even the wind can move it. Even Ado can't budge it. It works better than a charm. Luo Zhaohui dissolved the rootless society. He handed all fake lamp clues to Zhuan Hengxi. Then set up a green lamp holder by the Gui Fan Bridge. No more stealing lamps, no selling lives, no cheating the poor, and never using kids to light the way. Later, he built the Gui Fan Lamp Society, mainly teaching rootless folks to make lamps and fix bridges. People talked bad about him. Some never forgave him. He just took it all. Before he left, he asked me, Lin Fan, aren't you scared there's only this life? I said, yeah. He froze. Then I said, that's why I live it well. Sleep early, eat well, stay away from danger. He looked at me. Can you do that? I paused a second and said, I'll try. Camouflage stood beside us, smiling at Bai Zhaohui. Maybe you'll live longer that way. After the Gui Fan Bridge opened, the rootless didn't just soar overnight. No one could fly swords out of nowhere. That makes me happy. Too much magic usually means trouble. Now they can just keep a little power with their lamps. Repairing lamps, graves, wards, and survive storms and blizzards. Just a bit better. That's enough. Most people don't want to be on the clouds. They just hope the ground underfoot holds. On the broken stone stele at Xiantai, Zhang Hinian's name shone bright all night. The next morning, as the sun rose, the light slowly faded. I knelt before the stele and put the chipped ruler back. Nietzsche knelt with me. The breeze blew, like someone tapping my head with a wooden ruler. Don't kneel crooked. I lowered my head, smiling, tears hitting the stone steps. Nietzsche handed me a handkerchief. I said, nosebleed. He looked at me. Nosebleed from your eyes? I was speechless, thought for a while, but couldn't come up with a comeback. Just admitted defeat. 3 months later, we returned to Yuzu Town. The shop sign at Qingbai Inn was still crooked. Ado said he left it that way on purpose. Makes it look old school. I asked, who taught you that? Ado pointed at Anshi. Anshi walked out with soy milk and glared at him. I meant a crooked sign can draw customers, not to make the door itself crooked. I looked, the door was an inch tilted. Almost caught Little Ancestor's tail. Little Ancestor wasn't happy. Raised its hoof to kick. I stopped it quick. You can't kick this. You'll be sleeping outside tonight. Little Ancestor thought for a second, then put its hoof down and gnawed off half the door frame. I stared at the frame, feeling heartbroken. Nietzsche next to me said, let it go. He's done some good. I said, doing good doesn't mean you can eat the rabbit. He looked at me. You still owe Luo Shaoshuang. Put on a cloak. I'll shut up right now, because the bill still isn't settled. The Qingbai shop is lively again. Ado learned how to work bamboo bones, though what he made still looks a bit like a drunk snake.
He's much braver now.
The wood shaving sound rings out again.
He doesn't throw nails into the camouflage pot anymore.
Song Ermu still doesn't talk much, but he can fix a green lamp by himself now. I watch them. Suddenly, I get why Master Zhang used to always scold me. Apprentices are a weird thing. Not scolding blocks your heart. Scold them, but you can't bear it. Next to Qingbai shop, there's a small lamp room now. There's a sign at the door. Green lamps can be learned. Bridge lamps can be fixed. No roots? You can manage? Save living people first. Lots of people come to learn lamps. Some are normal, some are rootless kids. A few DJ cultivators too. At first, they acted all grand. But later Ado said, you can't even fix a lamp. Still acting like you're here to mark up prices? They were so embarrassed, couldn't talk. I wanted to scold Ado. But thinking about it, he wasn't wrong. So I punished him to grind 10 more bamboo bones. He complained, get punished for being honest? I said, it's not for being honest. It's because you were holding my dried tofu while being honest. Ado looked at the tofu, quietly put it back. Life got a little more stable. I have no reincarnation. After planting the lamp seed, I felt lighter, stable. I have no reincarnation. After the lamp seed, my body feels lighter. Just sometimes I wake and touch my brow at night. It's not hot anymore. At first I wasn't used to it. Feels like I lost an escape route. Later, Camouflage put a small green lamp by my bed. He said, "Look at the lamp when you wake up. Stop touching your forehead." I asked why. He said, "If you say it too much, you look dumb." He's more and more like Master Zhang now, especially when he roasts me. Another half-year passed. Guifan Lamp Society sent the first batch of new lamps. Bai Jiaoyi escorted them himself. He said he was ambushed by 2 groups of loose cultivators wanting to steal the lamps. I asked, "Did you win?"
He said no.
I was shocked. Then what about the lamps?
He pointed behind the cart. Little Ancestor lent them to me.
I looked at Little Ancestor. He held his head high, calm, like an old general who's seen all battles. Bai Jiaoyi added. He kicked over 3, scared off 2 more. 1 knelt down and asked to learn lamp making. I stayed quiet for a long time. I cupped my hands to Little Ancestor. "I didn't appreciate you enough before, Ancestor." He was very satisfied. Ate a half basket of radishes that night. Su Hengzhu came by once too.
He brought Zhuan Hengxi's new order. Now mortals can guard lantern towers.
Green lamp craftsmen and porcelain artisans can fix them together. No fighting over lantern barrels. No forbiddance romances. No seizing lantern barrels. No forbiddance love for Han Nianzi. Break the rule and get severe punishment.
He said, "This isn't a reward for you."
It's a rule for everyone who lights lamps. I looked at the order. It made me feel secure inside. Rules can't stop all bad guys. But at least they help the good ones stand straighter. But at least good folks can stand taller. Luo Shaoshuang became the youngest manager in Yunci Valley. When he came to Kinky Shop, the first thing he did was ask me for a cloak. I'd already prepared one. I took out a new one. He looked it over. "The color's too plain." I said, "It doesn't show dirt." He frowned. "It's too thick."
I said, "It's tough against bites."
He looked at Little Ancestor. Little Ancestor looked up at the sky, pretended nothing happened. In the end, Luo Shaoshuang took the cloak, complained about it, but wore it anyway when he left. Even circled the doorway. Asked Pu Qing, "Does it look good?" Pu Qing took it seriously, said, "Like a sister when it's snowing." Luo Shaoshuang left satisfied. People with no worries said, "Lin Fan's not so scared of dying anymore." When I heard that, I corrected them immediately. "No, I'm still scared." The soy milk at Shi Shenxiao all spilled. Scared, but still go up and fix lamps every day. I said, "The roof's more reasonable than evil spirits. At worst, I'll just break a leg." He scolded me for being a jinx, turned and handed me 2 hot buns. I sat at the shop door, holding my buns. You stepped on the Qingbai shop threshold. Camouflage sat next to me. His wooden box isn't long anymore. He hugged it and left it on the shop counter, next to Master Zhang's old leopard. I asked, "You won't go back to Yunci Valley?" He replied, "I'll go and come." I asked, "What does that count as?" He thought for a moment. "Guess it means there are lamps in both places." I laughed, head down. "That's nice." He looked at me. "Lin Fan, what do you want to do next?" I looked at the bustling street, saw Ado chasing Little Ancestor for radishes, saw Pu Qing teaching a little girl to grind bamboo bones, saw Song Ermu quietly fix crooked doors, saw the green lamps shining steady under the eaves. I said, I used to just want to live longer. Now I still do. But now I got one more thing. What? Want to keep Qingbai shop going longer, so more people can see the lamp when they knock at night. Camouflage was quiet for a bit. Then I'll stick with you. I looked at him at least till the lamp map's checked. He shook his head, said it's already checked. I froze. Why stay? He looked at me. You said more people, more lives. I smiled. Yeah, I really do talk well. He laughed too. Sunset shining on the long bridge in Yuzu Town. Lamps by the bridge lit up one by one. No blinding light. No thunder. Just regular people's lights. But they feel safer than any magic item I've seen. That winter, Qingbai shop hosted a banquet. Not big, but a lot of people came. Yuzu Town sent 9 snow lamps. Peach Butt and Kiwan brought a tough one together. Blocks arrows. Said it's a gift. I accepted with respect. Hung it next to the old pancake shelf. Side by side. Qingbai shop added 2 new defense artifacts. Bai Jiaoyi sent over a Gui fan lamp. Su Hengzhu brought a new lamp badge. Luo Shaoshuang gave a pair of Yunci blessings and told me don't let little ancestor drink water. Shishen made a tableful of tofu. A dough was on his 3rd plate. got dragged off by his ear to wash dishes. Nietzsche, dressed in red, sat by the lamp. His brows shimmered like a drop of light after rain. I suddenly remembered the first time I met him. He was hugging a wooden box. Said he wanted to buy himself a coffin. I walked over with a cup, asked quietly, "Still buying a coffin now?" He glanced at me. "Not anymore." I relaxed. He added, "If you keep being reckless, I'll order one for you." I sat up straight immediately. "Don't worry, ma'am. I'm all about keeping safe." He smiled. That smile, brighter than all the green lamps in the shop. After the banquet, I stood in the backyard. That empty coffin Master Zhang made is still there. Still, I never threw it away. Just took out the lantern inside. Put it next to Master Zhang's tablet. The lantern's black flame burned out. Just a strand of white flame left. Quietly, like an old person, finally sleeping well. I whispered to the lamp, "Master, I have a home now. The shop's still here. The lamp's still shining. Rest easy." The wind blew. Wood rack in the yard creaked softly, like someone pushing a planer. She. I stood for a long time, till Camouflage came for me. He put the cloak on my shoulders. "Night's here. Go inside." I nodded, just got to the front shop. Suddenly someone knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Camouflage and I glanced at each other. I lit the lamp first, then opened the door. A skinny little girl was outside, with an old bundle on her back, her clothes patched up, but her eyes were bright. She looked at me, quietly asked, "Do you take apprentices here?" I looked down. "You want to learn to be an official?" She shook her head. "I want to learn to make lamps." I smiled. Lamps behind me lit up one by one, like that old temple lamp from years ago, finally shining here. I opened the door. "Come in, it's cold outside. It's warm under the lamp. In this life, I won't reincarnate again, but the lamp will keep passing on.